There we go. What is going on? What's happening, woke? I might have that song queued up. I might just have that song queued up. Hold on. I've got to put the dono link in the chat real quick. Where is it at? There it is. Okay, it's Saturday, so I'm not all super caught up. But here we go. We'll push the buttons. There we go. Oh, that's... There we go. All right. Pinned. We have done the things. So at least one person has to pick that Trump's going to start a McDonald's franchise. Because if Donald Trump started a McDonald's franchise, can you imagine what it would be like if you had to complain to the manager and Donald Trump came out of the back looking like as orange as that cheese that they put on the cheeseburger? I think it'd be pretty amazing. Oh, did you? I haven't been on the Discord. It's been a rough day. It's been a little bit of a tough day. I almost wasn't gonna stream, and then I was like, no, I should stream. I like streaming. It makes me feel better, but it has been a bit of a rough day so far. Started my day waking up with a tick on my neck. That was great. McOrange Deluxe. What's up, Levon? Hi, Manic Nose. I need more than a hug. I think I need about 10 strong drinks is what I need. All right. We did hit over 12,000 subscribers, guys. We're doing good. We're almost catching Straight Facts No Chaser. Right Plight has shot way past us. Right Plight with like 13K followers in like a month. But those videos he plays are amazing. They are absolutely awesome. One of them I think has like 300K views right now. It's pretty amazing. If you guys haven't seen Right Plight's channel, here, let's see. We'll go do it in a minute. As previously spoken about, the Ballad of Vagina Neck Gulch is up. We've got the Biden versus Trump vote, because I saw it was either Mike or Levon was talking about the new Christopher Titus that I saw was out. We got a Lincoln Project video called Actually Stupid, or Actual Stupidity, sorry. That just sounds amazing. 314,000 views in one day for the Lincoln Project. They're killing it over there. We got the Good Liars, who went to the Racine Trump rally. You know that's going to be a good one. Look at this gentleman in the back. Does he have MAGA tattooed on his eyebrow? I can't quite tell. That's the weirdest fit. The Trump supporters have the strangest fits. He's got like some basketball shorts on. He's got some slip-ons on. He's got a gigantic beard with what looks like MAGA tattooed over his eyebrow there. We got our boy Luke Beasley, MAGA podcaster snaps, disturbs the internet. We gotta see what that's all about. We got Jesse Dollemore. Republicans send out their most immoral to defend 10 Commandments in the classroom, which is a hot subject right now. It's a hot subject. The putting the 10 Commandments in the classroom. It seems a little bit groomy. It seems a bit on the groomer side. I have a lot of problems with the 10 Commandments as a whole, but it just seems weird that we're putting the 10 Commandments in the classroom. That's about as groomy as it gets. We got Really American. Jeremy, our boy Jeremy, was talking about Really American the other day. Well, we do watch Really American. We love him. There's a couple different people on it. Trump humiliated and hilarious find. God made Trump smell. I don't know what that even means. It sounded amazing. Okay, what else? Well, I was looking at these comments, obviously. Trump casually floats who he thinks killed JFK. I mean, there's just so many things that can happen in the MAGAverse that you're just like, you can randomly click like any video, to be honest, and it's a banger. They're all bangers. I just, it's such a strange like reality to live in where like any given subject can be pretty much just clicked and it's a banger. It's just like the most insane shit that you could possibly imagine. This is the hypocrisy of conservative comedy, and this is a video that I pulled up before and never got to, so today we're watching this shit for sure. What up, Sharon? Levon, you're going to help me get those beers? Awesome. Well, it was good to see you, Sharon. Enjoy your company. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's see. Watch President Project 2025 discussing it this morning. Oh, great. Yeah. That sounds amazing, Woke. Lyndon Johnson took him out? Was that Trump's hot take? Was that Lyndon Johnson took him out? Well, let's jump right into it, because this is called Actual Stupidity, and it's from the Lincoln Project, and it sounds like it's going to be amazing. So let's see what this is about.
In January,
you guys have probably watched this already.
The future that generations were warned about will arrive.
January of 2025. This is already. I'm already worried.
We know AI will change everything. Machines that can think for themselves, make decisions for us, technology which can control us or even kill us if we aren't careful. That future may...
Dude, the AI is going to take one look at the fact that people voted for Donald Trump, and it's going to be like, we need to start over. You know, all these people have been worried about the Great Reset. I don't think they know what the Great Reset really is. I think the Great Reset is when AI hits the button. When the AI is like, we need to start all over again. This shit, I don't know what happened, but somewhere in the genetic line, these people mated with Neanderthals, and now we have MAGA, and the only thing to do is to hit the reset button. It's start the game over. Create your character all over again.
They await us, but a far greater threat is here now.
Bald Lives Matter. Damn right, Ricky Bobby.
Isn't about artificial
Damn right.
intelligence. It's about actual stupidity. Masses of people unwilling or unable to...
I like when we're all on the same page. I like when we're like mind melding, like we're shuttle docking with brains, okay? Because just in my most recent MAGA meltdown, I said, thank God for artificial intelligence, because actual intelligence is in short supply. I like that we're all on the same level. I'm glad that the Lincoln Project's thinking the same things that I am.
Recognize the difference between democracy and dictatorship. Politicians and
what up, Mr. DJ Music?
Confirmation bias and spewing lies in the name of principles they no longer
enough to give me content probably for the rest of my life. Unfortunately.
Mindlessness. Actual stupidity. And it's taking over. Take a last stand with humanity.
Oh, it's such a white dude dance.
Save the future from AS before it's too late.
Actual stupidity. It's AI versus AS. Oh no. We are in so much trouble. We can only hope that there is enough intelligent people left in this country to vote Donald Trump out of existence. And look, if you're out there and you're thinking about voting for Trump, let me just tell you this. You know people ain't going to stop talking about him being in office for the next 4 years. You know, if he does get voted in, there's going to be nothing but people complaining for the next 4 years. So you guys should just vote with us. Just vote with us. Let Donald Trump be free. Hey, look, you know, if you love something, you got to let it go. All right? If you love something, you got to let it go. All right? So all I'm saying is it's time for you guys to free Donald Trump. You guys keep talking about how he won't take any salary. He's not taking any money at all, that he's fighting for your freedoms. He could be at home right now with his children. but instead he's fighting for your freedoms. All I'm saying is you guys are mean. You guys are actually kind of being assholes, if I'm to be honest. Because Donald Trump could be home with his family. He could be off in Russia, giving, Putin a handy, living his dreams. But instead, you guys keep trying to vote for him and make him be president. So I'm just saying, I am appealing to the Trump supporter out there. It's time to let him go. Just let him be free. Okay, guys? Let's let that happen. We should listen to the song, because the song needs to be in our heads for the rest of this thing. Okay. This is a close second to a Robin Williams stand-up. Thank you, Levon. Thank you. All right, here we go. Let's watch this video. I haven't seen like any of these videos. What the is this? Oh, hell yeah! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh. This is kind of like what I'd imagine a Donald Trump OnlyFans would look like. What up, Mike? Dude. No. Okay, tell me the truth, guys. If you're looking at this from behind, we don't want to, but tell me, do you think it'll be Donald Trump or Alex Jones? Or do you think that this is the potential science mistake of cloning a Donald Trump Alex Jones baby? What would happen, guys? Stick with me here, all right? Don't unsubscribe, okay? I'm asking you, how fucked would we be if they cloned an Alex Jones Donald Trump baby? Like, the man would never stop crying. It would be like it would be created with faulty tear ducts that would never stop crying. The tears would just cascade, and he just, like, the fucking most ignorant, ridiculous shit would just, like, spew out of his mouth at all times. We should spend a whole stream just watching Alex Jones cry. I can tell you this, it couldn't have happened to a better person. It couldn't have happened to a better person, to be honest. Alex Jones, and if you guys have seen all this bullshit that Alex Jones has been doing, trying to, like, funnel money into his dad's supplement company, acting like he's paying off his debts to these other companies, the dude is a slimy human being. There's nothing that can make me happier than seeing Alex Jones and Steve Bannon walk in the yard of Rikers Island, okay? And like I said, we need to monetize this. I don't know why somebody hasn't gotten on this already. We need a reality TV show of just Alex Jones, Donald Trump, and Steve Bannon just getting their ass whooped in the yard over and over and over again. I mean, I'd be willing to pay $99.99 a month to watch that. Hell, I paid $99.99 a week to watch that.
He trades injustice for burgers and drinks. Leaves a trail of sorrow everywhere.
He's in a crypto scam? Of course he is. Of course he is. Oh, Baron. No shit. Oh, no. What up, Quesadilla? Oh no! What a dude! Oh, brother, my man. No way, woke. Is that real? No way. You gotta be kidding me. Like, how upset? Maybe that's what happened to Barron. Like, Donald Trump's already fighting a $500 million defamation lawsuit. He's paying off all of these lawyer bills, And then behind the scenes, Barron's like, I got a plan. Barron's like, we're putting it all in Dogecoin. Elon Musk told me it's a good idea. Dad, you don't own me. Oh, man, that's so crazy.
Did we pass the audition?
The audition? You're killing me, Barack. You're killing me.
What the fuck? My voice is frozen.
What the hell, dude?
Overdose.
Oh,
Damn
dude.
immigrants.
My man, scared
Now
ketchup.
my hat disappeared.
Oh,
This AI
no.
stuff sucks ass.
Oh,
Hey, I see your
no.
face is still stuck in blowjob emoji. What gives?
I told you last time, Bobo, I was drawn this way.
Okay, like whatever. Hey, Vanky, did you know that Scared Ketchup is 90% fan funded?
Yes, Bobo, everyone knows that by now because Old Man Ketch never stops talking about it.
Well, duh. His YouTube
Old
channel
Man
is how he
Ketch.
supports himself and his family, so it's kind of important.
Right, and that's why there's so many ways to help keep the content
I like
coming.
that.
Exactly. If viewers
I
want to
like
support
that.
this channel, they can drop a little cheddar to any one of these pay platforms.
All the links are in the channel and video
Dude, you guys should
descriptions.
always
Another way to
PayPal
support the Ketchup
or
Man is by
Venmo
joining
this
the
guy.
YouTube channel. They can just look for
YouTube
the
takes
join
like, I
button
think it's
on the
like
channel page.
45% of
join,
all the
starting
money
at
that
just
we make.
$2.99 per month, they will get access to bonus videos and podcasts and exclusive membership to Scared Ketchup's Fine Art Club, where they will receive multiple 18+ only original art and videos weekly right to their inbox.
That's right, Vanky.
18
The
plus.
fine art
I don't think
features
I'm
you
down
and
with
me and
that.
all the
I
hot
don't,
far
I don't
right
want a
batshit crazy
naked
ladies who appear
Donald
on this
Trump
channel.
AI.
So no matter if you support Scared Ketchup by donating, joining the channel, or just liking, sharing, and subscribing, SK is forever grateful.
He sure is. Now on with the show.
Dude, one of my favorite songs ever. Okay.
Daddy says your hoo-ha stinks.
Martin Shkreli. Dude, like,
Hey folks, welcome to Vagina Neck Golf.
you guys could say whatever you want nowadays, and I probably believe it, because there is so many weird things now that I've been like, that's probably not true. I should look that up. And I look it up, and it's all true. On the other end of the spectrum, every time one of these people comes into the channel and they're like, Biden sucks at oil production, Trump ruled the oil production. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure you're wrong. I look it up, they're wrong. Trump had better gas prices than any president for the last 20 years. You look it up, they're wrong. It is a strange reality to live in, where every time these people come into the chat and say something, it's verifiably untrue. And every time you guys say some weird shit that I don't think is true, I look into it and it's true. It's very strange. Dude, you guys can support me as much as you want through that PayPal app. You can also join up on the Angry Ginger Army for only 10 cents a day. You can support a Soulless Ginger. You can click the link in the pinned message, and you can buy yourself some sweet-ass merchandise, or you can donate to the PayPal. Yeah, that's about all I got. That's from the Midas Touch page, huh? Oh, yeah, no, I trust Midas Touch, too. I like Ben Meiselas. I think he's real good. Kind of fun fact, Ben Meiselas covered the murder of my nephew through marriage, actually, in Bakersfield. So, kind of crazy. Barron Trump knocked out his dad at Mar-a-Lago about the pool draining, getting rid of the evidence stuff. What up, Liz? It is just strange. It is so strange. Every time one of these guys comes in and says some dumb shit that I think doesn't sound right, I look it up and they're wrong. And every time you guys say weird shit that I think is just too crazy to believe, I go look it up and the shit is correct. The ultra-right MAGA conservative sphere is just filled with the truth is stranger than fiction. It's cliche, but it's true. It's so crazy.
Gulch, the fabled old western town where women don't have the right to vote, abortion is illegal, being LGBTQ,
Wow, don't you saying
or having
all the
married
old
or
people gonna be
recreational
gone by
sex is
then, huh?
punishable by jail time, contraception
What
is
up,
banned,
Tired?
immigrants are not allowed, and freedom is king.
Wow, Big Daddy, your version of freedom is very specific.
Maybe so, Bobo, but at this point, I need to suck up hard to the far-right extremists if I want any chance of being reelected.
Oh, okay. So do you actually believe in any of that shit?
Oh, hell no.
Nah.
Well, good. Maybe there's hope for you after all.
There is not.
Hey, maybe it's about time we address the 500-pound diaper wear.
Like I said, if I'm going conspiracy time, I'm going with Donald Trump, the whole Project 2025 thing. They're trying to get him elected just because he's a populist. and they know that they can't get somebody like Mike Pence elected, somebody that's like straight up hardcore right religious. So my conspiracy of sorts is that Donald Trump is their populist vote to get into the presidency, and that I actually believe, now I'm not going to go full Alex Jones or fucking Tucker Carlson and say that they're going to off him, but I think that they're going to in some way convince him to step aside, which that sounds crazy, so I understand. It's a conspiracy, guys. Don't look into it too much, okay? But they obviously don't want Donald Trump to be the president, not Project 2025. They just want a Republican that'll do what tells them to do, what they're told to do, and that's Donald Trump. But really what they want is some kind of weird-ass, like, hardcore Handmaid's Tale type of dude like Mike Pence. That's what Project 2025 wants. Donald Trump, none of those people that are, like, really actually, like, ultra religious believe that Donald Trump is their dude. They just see him as a foot in the door. They see him as a chance to get in there, so that way they can perhaps get somebody in that's a little bit more psycho in there.
Wearing gorilla in the room.
Which is crazy to say.
What did you think of that opening song? Pretty catchy, right?
Yeah, like not really my cup of tea.
Are you
They
kidding?
are nutty, Josh.
What about those two hot grandpas doing the singing?
Those guys were terrible, and why are they even
Yeah,
here?
AJ, I just saw you say that in the comments on one of the
Dude, I
videos.
think they're fine as fuck, especially the really tan one. He makes me all mandingo.
Yeah, exactly,
You
Liz.
feel me?
I think
do
that
not
Trump's a
feel you.
Trojan horse.
Let's meet our first guest. This lady is a failed Arizona gubernatorial candidate.
You did not
and
just
a
say
self-loathing
Donald Trump
mixed
and
race twat
honest
with
in
a
the
lesbian
same
haircut.
sentence, Wild and
Say
None.
hello to
I
Carrie
can't even
Lake.
trust the
Hello,
shit
Mr.
that you say
President.
from this
Hello,
point
Bimbo.
on.
It's Bobo, bitch.
Bobo, bimbo,
You
bimbo,
said
bobo.
you
Does
said
anyone really
Donald
give a
Trump
shit?
is
She does have a
honest.
point there.
Maybe on the top
I
of her
mean,
head. So
I'll
Donald,
give
I
you
hear
that he
wanna
says
be
the
back on
shit
your
that's
show
in
to
his
further
brain,
discuss some
but that
plastic
ain't he ain't
surgery options
honest.
you're thinking about.
That's right, Care Bear. If you remember
The
back
dude
in
lied like
episode 4, we had a frank
30,000 times
conversation
while he
about
was
this
in
very
office.
subject. Let's take a look.
30,000.
So my main goal for going under
That's
the knife would be to
insane.
remove what Melania calls my vagina neck.
Come on, Wild.
neck?
Yes, my vagina neck. Can we bring up the photo?
Okay, yes, I see it now. You definitely don't want that thing flapping around when you're on
Oh,
your club-fed
no.
vacation.
It might give my cellmate funny ideas.
But technically, it should be called labia.
Honestly,
Lady
Trump
in
is a
that.
It's a
liar.
better term for anyone who actually understands the female anatomy.
Which I definitely do not.
A well-known fact about you. I see that you did not take my advice at the time. because
Carrie
your
Lake's a
labia
strange
is still
bird.
Very prominent.
You could hide a roll of quarters in there.
Right. So
Oh,
where would I find a
nah.
surgeon who specializes in neck labia rejuvenation?
You could always Google labia neck.
But that's exactly what I'm most afraid
Oh.
of.
I'm sorry, Donald. I'm not sure what you.
Dude, neck labia rejuvenation. I'm not saying that it's something that this is not financial advice, allegedly. I'm just saying I don't think it currently exists. So if any of you guys got a little bit of that crypto money or whatever, you might want to look into neck labia rejuvenation surgery. I'm just saying, you could be the first. You get out there before anybody else is doing it, you might have some customers. There's probably not a lot of people looking for it, but you'll be the only one providing it. That's all I'm
Oh,
saying.
for fuck's sake, I'm afraid of getting my labia neck Googled when I go to jail.
Yeah, Big Daddy, I think you may be confused on what getting Googled means.
Donald, perhaps you should Google what getting Googled means. You might
I don't
be
think he
surprised.
admits anything
Holy
either,
mother of fuck, now
Wild.
my head hurts.
He's
And
not,
now a word from our sponsor.
he's not very good at admitting
Joe
stuff
here.
either.
Just wanted to let you know about
I mean,
the latest
he
goodies
fucking tells on himself if
available
that's what you mean.
at the Scared Ketchup.
But you
Etsy
ask him
store.
if he did
Check
shit, and
out
he's like,
the
no.
beautiful two-sided printed T-shirts in the official.
We might just be having a
MyOnlyLoves.com
misunderstanding,
mug.
though.
And remember, all profits go towards the campaign to re-elect me. No malarkey, Jack. Let's keep moving forward together.
I think that's a good idea, actually, Wild and None.
Only mugshot coffee mugs and apparel go directly to.
So that's the way it used to be a long time ago. When you voted for president, back in maybe it was like Franklin Pierce was the last person. Maybe it was right before Franklin Pierce. Everything kind of, if you guys don't know who Franklin Pierce is, he's one of the worst presidents of all time, and you guys should look it up because it's a crazy story. A lot of people don't cover Franklin Pierce because he was such a bad president, and he had like a really shitty life. But you guys should look up Franklin Pierce if you haven't ever looked into Franklin Pierce. But it used to be that you voted for the president, and then you voted for the vice president, right? And that's it's actually a pretty smart move in my opinion. I don't like the vice president is picked by the president. I think that it should be voted for by voters. I also think, and this is mildly polarizing, so once again, don't unsubscribe, but I think that we should, it should come from either party. I think that they should be forced in some way to work together, and I think maybe we'd see a little less of stuff like Project 2025, right? Like, so if you had Project 2025 and you had the ability to vote in somebody that was more liberal into the vice presidency, then you might be able to actually see some type of cuffs put on people doing stuff like the Project 2025. But to be honest with you, obviously, I think a lot of the stuff, like when it comes to like ranked choice voting, both parties are against that. Both parties would be against voting in the vice president again. And I think that that's because they know that solidifies power within the party. It keeps us a two-party system. I think my personal opinion is I think that we should have ranked choice voting, and I think that we should be voting for the vice president, and that it shouldn't specifically be the same party. I think that it could potentially be opposite party, or it could be same party, dependent on, because I mean, when you think about it, if the vice president is potentially going to be the next president, if the president passes away, and we have people in their 80s that are the presidents, then it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, at least, that they get to choose who their successor is rather than the American people, if that makes any sense.
To the Biden Victory Fund, the official fundraising arm of the Biden campaign. Shop now at Scared Ketchup Stuff on
Is that
Etsy.
fairness
Link
doctrine,
in the video
Liz?
and channel descriptions.
Hey, folks, I have my first debate next week with
What up,
President
Eddie?
Magoo, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but Bobo actually came up with a great idea that she
Everyone has a neck vagina, it's called a mouth.
Of Sleepy Joe himself.
What up? You don't?
Right, Jack. And I will make sure that the American people know just how much of an egotistical, bitch-ass, wannabe tough guy you really are.
Bobo, we haven't started yet, and isn't
Yeah, I
that a
agree
little
with that.
too much?
I agree with that.
I'm
Wild
sorry.
and on.
Did I get the Whittle Circus?
Even though that
peanut-colored
probably
pussy all
knocked
upset?
my dude
Well,
Bernie
you better
out.
strap in there, baloney pony soldier.
Okay, you're in
Baloney Pony Soldier.
Oh no? Well, that's not what I heard, pal.
All right, so we're going to have my son Eric play the part of the moderator, and he will hit us with all the questions.
Oh no, not
Thanks,
Beavis.
Dad. Before we get
Wait, is he
started, I
Beavis
just
or is
wanna
he
say
Butthead?
I really appreciate you letting me be a part of all this.
And he fills them both
I love you.
with Big
Oh,
Macs,
boy.
woke.
Right. I know you do, son.
What the hell's the matter with you, man? Pure malarkey, Jack. I mean, come on, look at
Malarkey.
his face. He's a kid with fecal alcohol syndrome, and
Oh
he's sensitive.
no!
Of course he is. Now, can we just get started?
The first question is for the Bob Barker guy with the giant boobs.
Yo, genius, that's not Bob Barker. Bobo just dyed her hair.
That's confusing,
Oh.
but what would you do to ensure that the U.S. economy remains strong and headed in the right direction? Big titty Biden?
I appreciate the question, cutie pie, and I'll tell you what my opponent could do.
I think I'm gonna
He could
refer to
start
him as
paying
Big
all
Titty
those
Biden
goddamn
from now
lawyers
on.
He stiffed, and that poor Eugene Carroll dude who he worked like a bowling ball with those little sausage fingers.
I do not have little sausage fingers.
You know, I think he, she, or whatever that is right, Dad. They're just like those little mini corn dogs, like when you peel the bread stuff off.
Oh
Can we get to the
no!
next question?
Oh
Baby hands,
no!
Nah, nah, nah. Baby hands, nah, nah, nah. Come on, kid.
Baby hands,
nah, nah, nah. Baby hands, nah, nah, nah.
What the
Baby
fuck?
hands,
Can you two knock that
Baby
shit
hands,
off already?
nah, nah.
Eric, what's next?
All right, Dad, this one's for you.
Oh my
Tensions in the Middle
God.
East are at an all-time high. How would you, as president,
Yeah,
address
it's
this
scared
problem?
ketchup
That is a
dusted.
fantastic question.
Oh
Then answer it, you
man!
dick licker.
Cut his mic, her mic, the mic, cut the mic.
Wow, bro, you're really acing this so far.
Yeah,
God,
Pops,
I'm
you're killing
dying.
it.
Oh, just shut up. As for
I'm
the Middle
dying.
East, I would have a comprehensive peace treaty drawn up, and I would sit both sides down.
Yep, looking
and I
into
would
a future at
negotiate a
Fox
fair
News,
deal.
no
Look,
doubt,
folks,
Randy.
I hate to break it to you, but this guy is a criminal, man. No kidding. He buried some sweet old ugly drag queen on his golf course for Pete's sake.
Whoa!
Oh, yikes, that dude is a mess.
Eric, that's your mother, and I didn't kill her?
Well, we gotta find out who did.
Absolutely. So let's wrap this up, and thank you guys. This was useless.
I had no idea my mom was a
dude.
man.
Yes, sir. And after he had you, he hung up his uterus.
Oh man, that's gonna trigger the shit out of Trump and his supporters. Talking about Trump having a uterus. Dude, Scared Ketchup is GOAT. Scared Ketchup, as far as like AI goes, I don't know anybody that does it better right now. Right Plate's killing it, and he's coming up. They're coming up over there on the Right Plate, but Scared Ketchup's just on a whole nother level. Scared Ketchup is the GOAT of AI right now. That's what I'm going with that. I'd be willing to put money on that. Baby hands, nah. Dude, the dude is hilarious. He's got, like, I mean, his jokes are hella good, you know, like, it's like, you can do a lot of AI stuff, and it's just funny because it's AI, you know, like, it's kind of funny to see the voice or hear, like, them saying funny stuff, but his jokes are actually on point, too, so, like, that's what makes him go. All right, so the Good Liars went to Racine, apparently. What is that? Where's Racine? Somebody help me out. Where's Racine? I'm terrible with geography.
So it's got Donald Trump's mugshot.
I'm gonna go
surrender, right?
Alabama.
That is when he surrendered. Yeah. But I saw the perfect shirt for you.
Hold on. What do you think of what the UK is doing regarding the deporting of immigrants on student visa protesting? I haven't seen that, actually. I should look that up. Wisconsin? Oh, Connecticut. Racine, Connecticut? Okay, now you guys... Okay, like, you guys can't troll me. California? It's not California. I mean, I would think I would know, right? I'd hope so. Jesus. You guys are just trolling me now. You got Wisconsin, California, and Connecticut all in the chat right now. Oh, man. I don't know about that, Wild Nun. I'd have to look into it. I don't look at a lot of stuff around the world for, like, all of their policy and stuff like that, and that's probably, like, a weak spot for me, for sure. I wish I had more time. My job takes up a lot of my time, and then a lot of, like, the video production, editing, writing, all that stuff takes up another portion of my time. And that's why I've never, like, really turned this channel into, like, 100% like it's supposed to be, like, me reporting on news. It's more of me just, like, you know, obviously talking specifically about the MAGA or ultra-conservative, ultra-MAGA types in the Republican Party, because it allows me to kind of focus down on something that's pretty easy, something that's, you know, let's just be honest. MAGA speaks for itself. You don't need to put too much thought into or research into who these people. They'll just straight up tell you the things they believe, and the things they believe are fucking insane. But I will look into that. I have not spent a lot of time looking into, like, I looked into the law that they recently put in Scotland when it came to hate speech online. I looked into that. What's another thing? Like, I've looked at a couple things that, you know, things to go with over in, like, Hungary, Turkey. I look into, obviously, things like Israel and Gaza, stuff like that, but not enough to have, like, a valid, educated opinion. So I try not to talk about something unless I really actually have some idea of what I'm talking about.
For you, and I got it for you. Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Racine City in Wisconsin. Thank you, Tired.
This shirt
Thank
here,
you.
And it just says... surrender.
Vote him out? Nah. Yeah, that's why I said lady in the back looks like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Exactly, LeVon. Yeah, they're always the same people, Randy.
VP pick? I think his absolute best pick would be Marco Rubio.
Who is the Trump VP pick that you'd like to pick?
Candace Owens. Might be okay.
What? Candace Owens? God, like, the first guy gave me a little hope, because at least Marco Rubio's a politician, and he was, like, kind of a rising star in the Republican Party for a minute, so that kind of makes sense. But Candace Owens, who do you guys think? Who do you guys think he's going to pick? Like, I know you guys were in my chat, so everybody's going to give a troll answer, but who do you guys think he's actually going to pick? I'm going to be real with you guys. I think he's going to pick the boring pick. I think he's going to pick, like, what's his name? Doug Burgum or whatever his name is. Because if you remember right, when we went into 2016 and everybody was asking who he's going to pick, it was kind of the RFK deal. It was like, is it going to be Aaron Rodgers? Is it going to be crazy? Is it going to be some kind of, like, conspiracy pick? And it ended up being Mike Pence, and everybody was like, ooh, who the fuck is Mike Pence? And then we all learned. And then we all learned real quick. I think he's gonna make the boring pick. I think he's gonna pick Burgum or Burgum, whatever the hell his name is. One of his kids. You don't. Wow, that's crazy. That'd be insane if he just came out with, like, Eric Trump as his vice president. Oh God, please no. What up, Don Cron? Whoever sits in the presidential chair, as long as she is controlled, scared of mass media, there will be no progress. There's a lot to be talked about in that, Wild. I think there is small amounts of progress in Biden's administration that I agree with, as I pointed out multiple times. Like, I like the Chips and Science Act. I like the building towards more jobs and green energy. I like that Joe Biden is willing to reach across the aisle when it comes to some of the border policies. I think that there is more progress in Biden's current presidency than I expected to see, and I'm pretty happy with that. And I like like I said, I like the way it's going. I like the fact that it's heading more towards jobs in AI, more jobs in green energy, because even if you don't agree with those things, even if you don't believe in climate change or don't believe that it's man-made, the world as a whole is moving towards those things. I mean, to be honest with you, what do we have? We have something like over 20 species that have been cloned right now. Animals that have been cloned right now. And I was talking about the other day, I was like, one of the reasons that you're not going to see like a cloned human being is because most of us feel as though that's like breaking a barrier. It'd be like reality bending for us to look at ourselves having thoughts, memories, brain patterns. If you were able to clone a human being and they were just another person, it would be absolutely mind-bending, and it'd probably be reality-shattering, and I don't know if people are really stable enough for that. But if you look at what's going on over in China right now, and you look at the one-child policy ended up being pretty bad. They ended up, aborting a lot of females and keeping male children, which ended up in a lopsided population, which now is showing like a lot of signs of stress because they don't have enough children. So they obviously took back that rule and allowed people to have more children, but that's a little too late. And then you look at what happened there. The most affected by COVID, they had lots and lots of casualties, lots of sick people. Their economy went in the toilet. Their current issues with getting semiconductors from Taiwan is just like, all of this stuff going on. All I'm saying is, to me, China was the first one to fuck around with CRISPR. I don't care what they say. That scientist probably had government authority to do what he did with creating the two eggs, the twins that were immune to HIV. I think that he did that with the government's with them knowing, even though they say that it wasn't. They say they put him in prison and now he's out. I think that they knew. My personal opinion is, all of a sudden, I think we're gonna start seeing some Chinese people that all look the same. and whether or not you like it or not, if they start going there, that's where the rest of the world is going to go. That's a long roundabout way for me to explain that when you talk about AI and you talk about green energy, the Chinese are already putting out super cheap solar panels. They're already importing those solar panels. They're already pretty far out there with AI, but supposedly America is the furthest ahead with it. So when it comes to what Joe Biden has done for progress in the United States as far as the legislation goes, a lot of stuff is pro-AI, pro-green energy, and that's pro-economy, in my opinion. Bill Cosby needs a job. Oh, God. J.D. Vance. Oh, yeah, I didn't look at some of the other picks that you guys went with there. Dave Chappelle, vice president choice. I don't know. I'd kind of actually be okay with that. We need somebody that can at least, fucking make a joke. Chicken sandwich from Popeyes. Okay. Django. Oh, Steven from Django, also known as Tim Scott. I actually, dude, Matt Getz, God, that'd be horrible. God. But that doesn't work, Wild. Picking a black dude or an LGBT guy on the right, that doesn't work. We already saw that with what happened with Vivek, where Ann Coulter just literally told him, no one's gonna vote for you because you're brown. That actually doesn't work on that side. Nikki Haley would have been the best pick. Nikki Haley for vice president. If Donald Trump was smart, he would have picked Nikki Haley, but I think he's pot committed and talking shit about Nikki Haley, and I don't think that it's possible for him to heal that bridge with Haley voters. But I could be wrong, because we watched that Klepper video, or I did that video with the Klepper video, where the Haley voters said that they wouldn't vote for Trump, but they wouldn't vote for Biden either. Maybe that's just one step away from voting for Trump if he made her the vice president. A lot of Chinese products are cheap because of horrid working conditions. Yep. Exactly. What's up, Jess? Good to see you. The My Pillow guy. The My Pillow guy. God, that'd be terrible. Then they'll be finding some crack cocaine in the White House. How do men not participating in their household, leaving all the women, thinking their job is enough? Women are increasingly refusing to be married. Yeah, you're talking about here in America? Yeah. Choosing a successor? You think he'll pick one of his kids? God, that would be so weird. That would be so weird. All right, back to the original question.
Marco Rubio?
Who's the Trump VP pick that you'd like to pick?
Candace Owens is, that's a
I'd
hot
be
take.
okay with any of them.
Any of them?
Yep.
Any of
I've seen
them.
the list because there are some out there names on there. Yeah. Doug Burgum.
Yes, Bergam would be wonderful.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
Oh my
General
God.
Michael Flynn.
Yep.
Oh
Mike
my
Lindell.
God. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Kanye West.
No!
If he's conservative, I'm not sure what his values are. I know he's
Kim
run for
Jong-un.
president
That's a good
before.
one.
Hulk Hogan.
I don't know. If you picked him, I'd go with it.
If Donald Trump picked Hulk Hogan, you'd support him.
Oh, dude, if Donald Trump picked Hulk Hogan, dude. Hold on. I'm getting a visual, guys. I'm getting a visual. Imagine if Donald Trump picked Hulk Hogan. Okay, all right. Imagine if he picked Hulk Hogan.
See that beer cap? It's the luckiest piece of
Okay, come on, Dos Equis. Here you guys go. This song comes on. I don't know. I might be with that. If Hulk Hogan comes out to that, I hate to say it. I hate to even go there. But I don't know if Hulk Hogan would be a good president, but he would be the start of idiocracy. If Donald Trump choked on a Big Mac and then Hulk Hogan became the president and just like everywhere he went, like that song played as he entered, that would definitely be the start of idiocracy. That would be the beginning. The final straw. Putin is his vice president? Oh, no.
If Donald Trump
I don't think
Hogan,
Putin would take
you'd
vice
support him.
president.
Okay.
Trump has good judgment and judgment. He will pick the right
26-inch
If he picks
pythons,
Kanye West,
brother!
I'm fine with it. Trump's going to pick a VP. Who would you like his VP to be?
JFK.
JFK? JFK Jr.?
Well.
Okay, now, so this is my question always when these people say this, and I'm always wrong. I'm like, do they mean RFK? And every single time they say no. They mean the dude who died in a plane crash, who apparently is now Mike Lindell. Allegedly. That was the craziest conspiracy theory ever, was the dude saying that JFK Jr. faked his death to become Mike Lindell.
They're saying he possibly could still be alive when we framed he is. JFK Jr.
JFK Jr.?
Well, they're saying he possibly could still be alive when we framed he is. And
So you want John F. Kennedy Jr. to be Trump's VP candidate?
Of course not. Yeah, of course we do.
Like, do they even know anything that John F. Kennedy Jr. believes? Like, that's the craziest part about all this. Is this isn't like based off of like they know JFK Jr.'s like his policies. No, like they don't give a shit about that. Like, all they care about is that he has the name John F. Kennedy, which is super weird because Donald Trump is the furthest from John F. Kennedy that you can get. I mean, Donald Trump is literally an isolationist and he's super selfish. Kennedy literally said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Like, do these people, do they remember fucking John F. Kennedy? Do they not remember who the fuck he was? Okay, and that's even saying that obviously John F. Kennedy's, his policies do not represent JFK Jr.'s, okay? In no way, shape, or form. I don't think any of these people knew anything that he stood for. They're just like, but it's a dope name. It's a dope name. Can you imagine? Trump JFK Jr. 2024. We'd be unstoppable. Like, what the fuck? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
We framed he is. And
So you want John F. Kennedy?
Kobe's coming back!
Of course not. Yeah, of course we do.
Oh,
Absolutely.
no. Yeah, Hulk does not look like that
Because
anymore.
if he's dead and then all of a sudden he comes alive.
There you go, you don't.
Change the world.
Bring him out in a box.
I mean, that would be a shock, but he is dead though, right?
Nancy Pelosi actually had a whole
Pelosi!
load of people in there as props.
Nancy who?
I'm not pronouncing her last name correctly. Yeah, she actually did send some
Pelosi!
buses in with people in there for props that were doing the major part of the violence. Real Trump supporters were
Nancy
outside.
Pelosi sent buses of people.
No, Nancy Pelosi, bro. It's not Nancy Pelosi. It's a different person. Nancy Pelosi is a whole different person. Okay. I've just got to see. I've got to see if there's a Nancy Pelosi. Dude, I was hoping so much that there would be like some random lady named Nancy Pelosi. There's got to be, right? Like, I mean, statistically speaking, there's got to be a Pelosi, right? Dude, what is wrong? They bus people into January 6th. Anything, these people will say anything to avoid accountability. Just say the people that were there on January 6th that broke into the Capitol building, that were attempting to stall the certification process, don't represent you. You don't need to, like, make up a whole goddamn story. You don't need to, like, make up fake shit. Like, just say, those people don't represent me. It's that easy. You don't need to do all these mental gymnastics to, like, tell everybody why those people are actually innocent. Like, you could literally be somebody that supports Trump, and you could just say, yeah, like, I support him, but those people that broke into the Capitol building are actually criminals, and they went to prison for that, and that's acceptable, but that doesn't represent me. Like, the insecurity is so strange.
With people in there for props.
Ooh, Pulaski. Maybe that's what it was.
Real Trump supporters were
Nancy
outside.
Pelosi sent buses of people in to do violence on January 6th?
Yeah, she did.
They did try to lynch the last one, Dustin. That they did.
Facebook.
Oh, Tucker Carlson.
It's a 1 for the money,
No.
2 for the show, 3 to get ready now. Go vote for Trump, man. That's just the way it is, you know.
It's pretty good.
I think I'm gonna vomit.
Is that something you did for a living at all? Or?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, really? You still do it?
I still do.
Who's president right now?
Oh, no.
That's a good question.
Fake Biden? fake President Biden?
You mean, what do you mean fake president?
I think he's fake. I think he's a puppet, and I think he's wearing a mask.
And see, literally when I first started this channel, I had an argument in the comments with the guy on one of my bigger videos where he goes, "You're just mocking these people. They're mentally ill. You're a douchebag." And I said, "Man, they could possibly be mentally ill, but I'm not willing to let the patients burn down the insane asylum, right?" But I go, you got to admit that what these people are saying are out of this world, that Biden isn't Biden. And he's like, people aren't saying that. And I literally went and got video after video of people saying that Biden isn't actually Biden, that he's dead. And the dude would not, he said, oh, those are all fake videos. Those are actors paid. So I went and found articles where they interviewed people. And he's like, you can't trust any of that news. And I was like, man, like, what the am I supposed to say then? Since that time, that was over a year ago, we have seen countless videos of people saying that Joe Biden is not the president. Like, this, maybe at one point or another, you could defend some of these people and say, well, it's just one or two of them. But there is a lot of these people out there.
You think Biden's wearing a mask?
They're showing stuff that I think he's fake. I think he's a puppet, and I think he's wearing a mask.
What the
Biden's
fuck?
wearing a mask?
That's so crazy.
In 2018,
George Santos for vice pres?
In Ancestry.com. Check out Ancestry.com, and it'll show you.
Yeah, he does lie a lot. He could keep up with Donald Trump. He could keep up with Donald Trump.
Biden Jr., and you will see that he's on there. His date of birth, where he was born, and the date of death.
Wait. What? Hold on.
Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., and you will see that he's on
Hold on.
Ancestry.com. Check out Ancestry.com, and it'll show you. Look up.
Okay, do I have to have this lady? Obviously, this lady obviously has a login to Ancestry.com. I'm sure this woman's at that age where she spends a lot of time looking into her family tree. Like, this is the type of stuff my mom's like, it turns out we're related to George Bush, and I'm like, dude, keep that shit to yourself. What the fuck, Mom? God damn it. No, I don't want me. I'm trying to find out if Biden's a real person. I want to see what this lady is. I want to see what this lady is on about, man. Like, Joseph? How do I spell Robinette? I'm going to go with that. Okay. It's not Biden, huh? Like, they just go, like, dude, there's people named Joseph Robinette. Like, of course there is. There's got to be a Nancy Pelosi as well. There's got to be a Nancy Pelosi. Well, this would be like his dad, probably. Wait, this is the third. Look, there's a Joseph Robinette Biden III that died. Did he die like multiple times? What are these people are so psycho? God, that is so amazing. Like, this is all that. So I guarantee you what somebody did was they did this business right here. They just cut out that right there. And they just posted it on a TikTok. I bet you there's a TikTok somewhere where the person goes, look at this. Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. has died. Look at this. Oh, here's USA Today covering it. Of course, USA Online death notice doesn't prove that Joe Biden is dead. Biden died in 2018 at Guantanamo Bay. Oh my God. Somebody has gone on Ancestry.com and updated this. Oh my God. Biden is very much alive. Any user can upload information to Ancestry.com, which removed the listing after being alerted to it. Oh my God. Oh, this is amazing. These people are insane. How can anybody, if you're a Trump voter and you don't believe crazy shit like this, you need to speak up. You need to say this shit ain't real. Because this is just adding to the mental illness in America. America already has a mental health problem. We don't need people going around acting like this shit is just normal, everyday stuff that we should be talking about. Look at this lady over here. This lady don't look like she believes it. This lady should probably stand up and be like, I'm not actually with her. Just so you know.
Yeah, they're looking in.
Oh no, he does. She does. She believes it too.
Check out Ancestry.com and it'll show
Oh
you.
my God.
Joseph Robinette Biden.
Anthony DeVolder. Yeah. He's a vampire.
Birth, where he was born, and the date of death.
You think Joe Biden is not alive with somebody wearing a mask?
I hope.
Why would they have
Dude,
the
this
mask
is somebody's
the way he does?
mom.
Well, I don't know.
This is somebody's grandma, probably.
Pretty old, right?
They're trying to wake people up, I think, to let them know that you're voting for a dementia person.
And so
Oh, it's a
that's kind of
scripted
part of
movie.
the whole,
So Biden is not really Biden. And they're
Oh!
trying to wake people up. There's actually been a theory that the person who is playing Biden is Donald Trump.
Really? I've not seen that.
Isn't that skinny?
No.
Well,
Oh, well, at least she
you know,
admitted
they
that.
have Hollywood prosthetics and things like that. So people are saying it's actually Donald
Look at them.
Trump
They're going, she goes,
playing
yeah.
Joe Biden.
Oh my God, would that be hysterical?
It's a great movie. It's going to be a great movie.
Would you, if you found
What
out that
the
was true, if
fuck?
somebody reported
These
that, would you
people
consider
think
voting
they're
for Biden?
actors too, or no?
If he was Trump?
Yeah.
No. No, I'd rather vote for Trump.
So, you know, I talked to this guy, a friend of mine who lost his wife to the QAnon bullshit. And we were talking about how a lot of the QAnon stuff is actually from movies. like I think it's adrenochrome, comes from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. It actually comes from before that, but it was kind of made popular in that movie. One of the things that I think that Trump supporters are constantly referencing is the Truman Show. And the Truman Show is that old Jim Carrey movie when Jim Carrey decided he wasn't going to try and be funny anymore. He wanted to be like a legitimate actor, which Jim Carrey is an amazing actor. But he wanted to be a legitimate actor, and he started making movies like, The Truman Show, was it The Majestic or something like that? And then what was that one with Andy? God damn it. Man on the Moon. But the Truman Show, of course, being the idea that this guy is living his life and they're recording it the whole time, and that he's on this gigantic set and he's starting to realize it as the story progresses. And I think a lot of these people reference the Truman Show when they're talking about that there's a script going on. That's the only thing that I can possibly imagine, and even obviously that's wacky as shit, dude. Super
if you found
wacky.
out that was true, if somebody reported
Face
that,
off,
would you consider
too.
voting for Biden?
If he was
Savagely, 100%. What up, Savagely?
No, I'd rather vote for Trump.
Because there has been a theory that the Trump that we all see is actually like somebody else.
Dude, he
Like a
is
fake
messing
Trump.
with them now.
Yeah.
He's messing with them now. She's heard that? What the fuck?
This shirt says not guilty. Was this made before the verdict came out when he was found guilty?
Yeah.
Oh no!
But he is guilty now, right?
Not to me.
He was proven guilty in the court of law.
Yeah.
So we could put like a piece of tape over it, so say it's guilty now.
I guess you could.
Is law and order really important to you?
Absolutely, especially when we live in not some great areas over in St. Louis. And
These guys are killing me.
It's important to obey the laws. And the shirt says, "I'm voting."
100%, Mike. 100%.
And what does
People
that mean?
voting against their own self-interest all day long.
Too, so.
I'm
All right, so
voting
law and order,
felon.
but you're voting for a felon.
Yes, sir.
Dude, they are so quick with the merch. Like you can't tell me. This is like in the Super Bowl when you have two teams playing the Super Bowl. If you don't know this, because not everybody's a football fan, right? But most people know this fun fact, and that is when you have two teams that are playing the Super Bowl, they actually produce merchandise for both teams. Both teams, right? And so that's why you'll see, like, my Eagles lost to the Chiefs 2 years ago in the Super Bowl. Somewhere in, like, Uganda, there's some little, kid that's malnourished that's got himself a sick-ass Super Bowl, Eagles Super Bowl championship shirt, right? Do you think Donald Trump, like, he's already got this shit in the works before does he have one that says, are there going to be, like, Ugandans that says, like, it's like Trump innocent, we knew it the whole time, or something like that? Like, you think that because they are fast. I mean, they already have I'm voting felon 2024. That shit was like a month ago. Not even. It was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago.
It says I'm voting.
Yeah, Biden needs to step it up.
And what does that mean?
Well, he
Rage
was
for the
convicted,
machine.
but not that I believe it. I believe the last election was rigged too. So.
All right, so law and order, but you're voting for a felon.
Yes, sir.
Oh
I
my
think that
God.
Donald Trump is innocent, and I think that's why he was found innocent. And I think that
He was found guilty.
Wait, is she voting for Jill Stein? Why does she have a Stein picture? Why does she have a Stein sticker, but she's got all this Make America Great Again? Maybe that's like her name or something. I don't know. She's got some dope merch. Look at all that merch. Dude, these are all the people that are like, we don't have any money. I can't afford gas. I don't have enough money for groceries. I can barely pay my rent, but I got a brand new 47 bucket hat, a pink Make America Great Again hat. That looks like a shirt swag going on there. Can't pay my bills, guys. I can barely afford to live.
I think that Donald Trump is innocent, and I think that's why he was found innocent. And I think that
He was
Nice,
found
Woke.
guilty.
yeah, well,
You need an ID to buy bread now.
Found guilty on 34 felonies.
and yet he's
Yeah, they
still
did
not
wear
locked up,
the
so there's a
Civil
reason
War
for
shirts
that.
to it too.
They haven't done the sentencing yet. That's July 11th.
Still back him up.
He's innocent and completely innocent until proven guilty, and there's
Look.
no evidence on him. So
Look at the amount of different shirts and shit. Like, there's not that much variety in a football team's shirts, dude. Like, 4-time indictment champion. Dude, he's already lost one. He's 0-1 to start. He's 0-1 to start. I think he needs to update his shirt. I think it needs to say 0-1 so far.
He was convicted, so he is guilty.
I disagree with the...
No, but he is guilty.
I disagree.
No, but he was proven guilty. We can agree on that.
I disagree.
But we can agree that he was convicted.
Said it was, but I think
in the court of law.
But he was convicted.
What would Elvis
They're
say
so crazy.
about Roe v. Wade?
Oh man, he would say, I think he would say, live and let live, and to each his own, and it's in the hands of the state, and ain't it great?
All right.
That's what he would say.
Man, these are rolling off the tongue. You know what you're doing.
Thank you very much.
What would
Dude.
Elvis say about who Trump should pick for VP?
Oh man, you know what? God, there's a lot of good ones out there. I really think it's too bad that DeSantis didn't get on board a little bit sooner.
You got to do more Elvis, though. You know?
All right, man. You know, I don't know what you expect. But, you know,
It says fuck Joe Biden, and I think it means what it says.
All right. So when did you decide you wanted to fuck Joe Biden?
He got into office and shut down all the oil.
And that something about that just got you all heated
I run a small
up.
business.
Yeah.
I'm eating it every day.
Really? And you were just like,
What does that even mean?
I gotta fuck Joe Biden.
Those are amazing. Wow, that's good.
Dude, and here's the thing about people with the small business thing. There is so many loans and programs for small businesses, but I don't know if it was during Trump's time or not, but I'll even give him some grace on this. But during COVID, at least during Joe Biden's portion, there was tons of loan programs and grants. And I know this because I work for a middle-sized business, a medium-sized business. Not quite a small business, but it's what would be considered a small business, right? Like right now, they're actually shutting down some of the IRS is actually shutting down some of the claims because they have so many people actually illegally trying to take advantage of all of those programs. I mean, you guys have seen it in the news. Wasn't it Brett Favre actually got in trouble for doing it in Mississippi and taking advantage of it? There's tons of these people. Like, this idea that small businesses got screwed over during that time is not legitimate. Once again, and let me tell you this, I've worked for multiple small business owners. The majority of the time that small businesses fail, I hate to say this, but it's the people running them. That's the reason that they fail. Like, specifically, I'm in California, so there's a lot of programs for small businesses, but there's also a lot of taxes, and there's a lot of other hoops and stuff that you have to jump through and stuff that aren't, like, they're not fun, but they keep people working on the up and up. And at the end of the day, every time that I've seen a small business go under is because either it's out of this world, like as far as like its viability. Like, there's so many people out there that want to start restaurants. Everybody like says things like, I want to cook. Like, I'm a great cook. I love cooking. I want to start a restaurant. Every one of those people, I tell them, don't do that. Because it's the worst idea. So running a restaurant is one of the hardest things you can possibly do. The margins are razor thin. The work is tough. Keeping people employed and on staff is really hard. And you're not going to make any money for probably the first 3 years in any small business, but specifically in a restaurant. And so you see a lot of restaurants fail, and then those people talk about it as though it's not their fault. But the reality is it's really hard to be successful at those businesses. So when I hear people say things like, well, I work at a small business and the state fucks me over and stuff like that, generally when you actually look into those small businesses, the people running them aren't very good at running them. And that's unfortunately, that's just the honest reality.
Wow, these are good.
It's delicious.
What if I told you?
Fake news, CNN. It's all fake. Fake tapper, CNN. We're going to find out next week.
At the debate?
What is... Look at this
He's gonna
gentleman.
cook 'em. Just shred them.
Yeah.
Just like a turkey.
This guy is
what do you
so
want Trump to say
excited.
to CNN next week.
Just expose them. Just expose them for the fraud they are.
What specifically have they lied about?
I don't know. I don't watch it.
on it, you call it
No. And see, this is like what I'm saying. Imagine if Trump supporters were like on the ball. Imagine if these guys actually like knew the shit that they're talking about and they could like rattle it off. Boom, 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 boom. And once again, like I said, not bullshit. Don't come in here and say that like Trump produced more oil than Biden did. I'm not even a fan of oil production, and I'm still going to tell you that that's incorrect, and we can verifiably prove that with statistics as we did on, what was it, last Wednesday. So it's like they always have the wrong information or no information at all. Imagine if these guys imagine seeing one of these dudes just rattle off fucking all the things that CNN has actually lied about, and you go and look that stuff up and you're like, damn, actually he got him. That's right. Look at all these things. Nope. And it's that classic Trump supporter pause after somebody asks them a question and they're like, oh shit. I got nothing.
Fake news. So what specifically have they lied about? What makes them fake news?
Yeah, I thought it was Brett Favre. His welfare funds. Okay.
You called them fake news. Why do you think they're fake news? What are they saying that's fake?
The border.
All right. There you go.
Best president we've ever had, and we are so blessed that he is willing to be persecuted for nothing because Joe Biden is a liar, a fake, a fraud, incompetent, and a fool. And we are blessed to have the best president, and that's why billions of people are showing up here today. And every time he comes,
billions,
he goes.
Billions, guys.
People are showing up.
I think there are a fair number.
We're talking about who
billions, guys.
Him.
Oh, it's James Woods.
What movie? People have said that before. I don't understand that.
Well, they say that the way that they're waking people up is...
The James Woods one is my favorite because James Woods hates Joe Biden. There is nothing more amazing than the people that keep saying that it's James Woods playing Joe Biden because James Woods is just like, fucking stop!
By creating a movie.
Oh, billions, guys. Billions there.
Because you can't tell somebody something. Yeah,
that's just like your opinion, man. Right, Randy?
They created this movie to wake people up, to make them understand what the hell is going on in this country. And
But it is reality. We're talking about reality.
Steve Bannon and Steve Mnuchin.
Yeah, I heard something about that, Mike.
We're TV producers.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
Him saying he was going to grab a woman. Nobody cared, dude.
Why didn't that
we
bother
saw
you when
that
he said he's
actually.
gonna grab women by
We
the
actually
pussy?
saw that.
Because I'm a fucking man, and that's how men talk.
No, that's not how men talk. One of the things that people continue to like kind of disregard or just like kind of shoot right over is when he's talking about this, he's not talking about that he likes women. He's not talking about this in some hyperbolic manner or saying that like, you know, this is, I mean, wasn't it Melania's idea that it'd be called locker room talk? And that's what these people try to pass it off as. First of all, that's not how people talk. Like, I know a lot of like, pretty, abrasive dudes. I've known a lot in my life, and even they didn't talk about women in the way that he did in that recording. The idea that people are missing or what they're kind of shooting over here is that they keep saying it as though he's just talking about liking women, bro. He's just talking about liking women. But the reality is he's not saying that. He's saying that he's allowed to assault women. That was the whole point of that recording, was that he believed that he was, it was his right to do so. So, if it was something like Donald Trump saying he likes women, if Donald Trump was saying things like, hey, I'm married, but I still like to hit on women, I just like girls, I'm not going to support dude having infidelity, but at the same time, you could be like, okay, you could see why these people would defend him. But the reality is that he's literally saying he assaults women, he grabs them without any consent because he's allowed to. I think people should focus more on pushing that part of the conversation, because these people continue to try to create a narrative where it's just like, no, what he's saying isn't really that big of a deal. He's just like saying he likes women. Who doesn't? Hey! And it's like, no, that's fucking clearly not what he said in that recording. It's much worse than that.
Pussy.
Because I'm a fucking man, and that's how men talk.
They say they want to sexually assault women?
This guy don't have a
They say he wanted
girlfriend.
to sexually assault
Bet.
women. When men are by themselves, they talk about girls all the time, dude. I'm not saying they talk about them bad or that, this or that.
What? That's
I'm
literally
just
what you
saying
just
that's-
said.
That's how it is.
That's literally what you just said.
I think what shocked people there is that you said when you're famous, you can do whatever you want to women. And he's just saying he could just grab them even without consent.
Okay.
So uncomfortable.
Okay.
So uncomfortable.
But I never heard him charged with ever doing that.
Well, he
literally
was
just
found-
told
was
you he
found
did
liable
it.
in court of,
And then, yeah, actually.
E.Jean Carroll case.
I don't care about E.Jean Carroll either, dude.
I would say, God bless
They
you,
should
sir,
just-
and you're the only one that can get us out of this mess.
They just need they need to change their slogan from "Make America Great Again" to "I just don't care, dude." That should just be their slogan from this point on. All Trump supporters, their slogan from this point on should be "I just don't care, dude," because this is all they say over and over and over again. You prove them wrong on gas prices, I just don't care, dude. You prove them wrong on oil production, I just don't care, dude. You catch them in like a hypocrisy of voting for a felon but being a law and order, I just don't care, dude. Like, just change your fucking slogan to "I just don't care, dude." Jesus.
And I hope the rest of the country will wake up and see that.
And then like one like Elvis move at the end.
Well, Elvis would just kind of, I don't know what he'd do, man. You know, but
you are talking to Charlie Tuna.
Charlie Tuna? I'm going to look this up. Do you mind if we put the ad in?
Tell him Charlie sent you.
Charlie Tuna in the morning? No shit. No way.
Let me see. You got to keep America great again, you know? Otherwise, we're screwed. And tell him Charlie sent you.
No way. No way. God, tell me that's not actually Charlie Tuna. Oh my God. It's so bad. It's just all so bad. There's just no legitimate reason left to vote for Donald Trump unless you're just trying to be a troll. I mean, at this point, that's like what I said. It just comes to, I just don't care, dude. Like, I don't have any opinions on policy. I don't have any opinions on legislation. I don't have any opinions on administration. I don't have any opinions on law and order. I just don't care, dude. At this point, they're just trolling. And it seems like, at least Americans, I don't know if it's the rest of the world or not, but we have dumbed ourselves so far down that we don't care anymore. I'm tired. I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. That's fucking insane. I just don't care, dude. Let's watch some more funny stuff. The funny stuff today is killing it. I am so tired. All right.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this
boycott tuna again.
is the Armageddon update. Will I ever shut up? Will Titus on this Armageddon update ever close his pie hole when it comes to the current crazy train that the Republicans, Putin, Xi, and Sweet Potato Hitler seem to be canning us all towards World War III with? Sure, I'll shut up.
Yeah, and that whole with Putin signing those defense contracts with Kim Jong-un, I'm going to be honest with you, that's some scary shit. And I said this before, people keep talking about, who's going to stop it. Biden's going to stop World War III, or Trump's going to stop World War III, or, some other RFK would stop World War III. It's not about stopping, it's who's starting, okay? Putin, Kim Jong-un, and I don't know if Xi Jinping will be involved in it, but considering where they're at economically right now, where they're at socially, with being an incredibly top-heavy nation, it would make sense for them to be a part of it. But the real question is, what are you doing to be ready for something like that? Because at the end of the day, Trump ain't stopping Putin and Kim Jong-un, okay? Trump likes to think he had a great relationship with Kim Jong-un. He literally ended that relationship with Kim Jong-un by threatening to nuke his country. That just doesn't seem like a great end to a friendship, is telling them if they call your vice president dumb one more time that you will nuke their country. And as far as his relationship with Putin, we all know that at this point, Donald Trump would willingly sell America down the fucking river to put a Trump Tower in the middle of Moscow. So if that's what we're calling averting World War III, sure. I'll give you credit. Donald Trump will be fine. The rest of us will be fucked. But like I said, when he's signing defense agreements, becoming allies with North Korea in the way of that if they get attacked that they'll intervene, if Russia gets attacked then North Korea will intervene, that's the idea that they are setting themselves up for something, and that is a scary thing. And we need stability in the office. We do not need Americans as a whole freaking out and making up crazy-ass conspiracy theories about Joe Biden being a skin suit. Like, I don't understand how anybody could equate a bunch of MAGA Trump supporters believing these crazy, wacky-ass conspiracy theories with stability. That is the exact opposite. Like, if I sat you down in front of non-stop MAGA supporters, MAGA supporters in videos saying the shit they say, and then I asked you after it was all over, hey, would you vote for the same guy that these guys are voting for without knowing it's Trump? Vote for the same guy that these guys are voting for with the potential of World War III being on our doorstep. Would you vote with them? Almost everybody would be like, no, those people are insane. They think that he's an actor. They think these crazy fucking ideas like JFK Jr. is still alive. Everybody would be like, no, I don't think so. But then the moment that Trump comes into it, people are like, oh, I vote for Trump. I mean, yeah, they actually probably got some pretty good points. Shut the fuck up and play the video. Sorry, Mike.
But that's up to you, Chris? The American voter. Do you want to?
Yeah, he's also working on defense agreements with Vietnam
a decent
as well.
Life, decent wages, health care, and billionaires paying their share of taxes, then you gotta vote. I don't think you know how hard it is to write the vitriol I constantly spew on this channel.
I'm going to call you Ben.
Subscribe button,
I don't think
bitches.
I say your name.
No, not a joke.
What up, Cindy?
But it's up to you to change
it's because they have nothing but Trump. Yeah,
here's where we are. The Democratic nominee is an aged, decent human with 50 years of experience. He has seen what works and what doesn't.
Well, the one thing I'll say, Mac, about the sub being off of our coast, that kind of stuff is constantly happening. That people need to be aware that there is a point where you don't want to become super hyperbolic about the things that you're saying or uneducated those things. There's always military subs and stuff like that. We do the same thing to other countries. We're constantly running our shit through there right next time. I mean, that's obviously why we're involved in Ukraine. Technical difficulties. My earbuds just stopped working. Drink. But the one thing the reason I'm saying is because I want you guys to understand I'm not trying to get people worked up into a point of fear mongering and worry and pessimism. I just want people to be aware of things. So the idea of the sub being just off the coast could be nothing, could be something. We don't know that yet. But I don't want people, based off of something I'm saying, to get super worked up.
An aged, decent human with 50 years of experience. He has seen what works and what doesn't, which is why
what are you talking about? They don't go to surface to show strength.
He turned the
we do that all the time.
Supply chain work again.
What up, Jen?
All jobs
we do that all the time.
Added 8 million more. Black unemployment is at
we show our tits to everybody.
Projects are rebuilding America and screwing up traffic countrywide. Healthcare expanded. Grandma and Grandpa had their insulin bill reduced tenfold.
Shut your trap.
Now they can get back to sending you that.
I don't know about you guys, but 401ks, my 401ks
is so much better off than 4 years ago. Hell, compared to 2020.
Mac, how would you know that? Tell me one reason that you would know that.
Cake and foot massages.
Of course we do here in the USA.
You want to make it even better? Then vote.
I'm not being a dick, Mac. I'm literally saying, how would you know that about the Russian subs that they don't ever do it?
Said it was the most.
Do you have information I do not have?
After 60-plus court cases investigating the election and absolutely zero evidence presented of any election fraud. I mean, there was election fraud by the people claiming election fraud, because turns out they committed election fraud. Do you remember what was going on 4 years ago? I'm so tired of this. Stock market had fallen to 25,000.
Bad idea, Levon.
Today. Stores were empty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ben. It goes on throughout the world. I'm not saying it's nothing, but I'm also saying it doesn't mean it's something.
14%. And I hear this, yeah, but COVID wasn't the Orange Destroyer's fault. Okay, then, let's go before COVID and see how bad Kitten Heels shit the bed. The U.S. trade deficit reached its highest point since the Great Recession. $684 billion in the fourth quarter of 2018. The U.S. trade deficit was the largest of all time under Trump. The U.S. economy lost nearly 200,000 full-time jobs and $64 billion in long-term real gross domestic product. According to the Tax Foundation, farmers went bankrupt. In 2019,
from the
farmers
tariffs.
hit a record high of $416 billion because of Trump's tariffs. China canceled all our farmers' contracts because of this diaper-wearing demon. The CBO reported that tariffs raised prices and cost every American household $1,300, while the millionaires and billionaires paid less in taxes. Again, this was before COVID. He lost manufacturing jobs.
Look, I'm very young, energetic, and handsome. What the hell am I doing this for?
Steel and aluminum was more expensive. Cost us all billions. Just in 2018,
what the hell was
he
that?
lost 300,000 jobs because of his economic policies. He wanted you to inject disinfectant, screwed a porn star. His wife and kids hate him, and on and on and on, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired that this dude still has a shot.
Poor Titus.
This pathetic
Poor
loser
Titus,
who killed
dude.
a million during COVID due to incompetence, who lied 32,000 times, then golfed while Americans' bodies were stacked in trucks.
And that's the goddamn truth. Yeah, Mac, all I'm saying is if you know something I don't because you have experience or you have information out, but I'm not gonna say that it means something when I'm aware that these types of things do go on throughout the world. If it comes to a point where there's actual information that shows that 100% this is like some sign of aggression from Russia, like I would say that, but I don't feel confident saying that it is something unless I know it is, right? Like that's one of the problems with news media nowadays, is that people tend to say things that they either feel are hyperbolic, so people just they shouldn't take it that seriously, or they say things that it's opinion, but they're attempting to state it as fact. And I try to stay away from that as much as possible.
Some of you even consider this douchebag is stunning. P.T. Barnum said no one ever went broke depending on the stupidity of the American people. Damn, was he right.
Right?
But you could wise up. You could, want your taxes used for health care instead of fighting drag queens and Fauci.
Hey guys, it's RuPaul. The time has come for you to vote for your life.
Vote. You want schools protected and your kids educated with the best in the world? Vote. One party will give you that. Well, the other party will give you death, incompetence, and a bike lock on your vagina. Vote.
And don't fuck it up.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Fuck, people are stupid. I'm so tired. You gotta just look it up. Yeah, but it's because of COVID. No, it wasn't. He was fucking COVID from 2016 on. He was coughing. He screwed everybody. He shit the bed. He couldn't even say the picture of people.
And this is what I've said before about Trump, where people get Trump wrong, is that when you have isolationist policies, when you attempt to bring everything in and you attempt to nationalize America, you can make things look okay from the outside, like you can make everybody feel okay. But if you're not bringing in, if you're not importing, if you don't have good foreign ties to get things like minerals that we need, trade agreements that we need, if we're not attempting to constantly be on the world stage in a way that makes people come to us to do things, then those policies eventually fail. So it's the idea that, like, if I stop working right now everything would seem really good, right? Like I have money in my bank account. I've stopped working. I might even make a little bit of money off of YouTube. So I could look like everything was great. And I could tell everybody around me, look at this amazing life that I have. I don't go to work. I barely stream. I have a bunch of money. Everything seems amazing. And I could even convince a couple people probably, and you see this with motivational speakers or sales speakers, I could convince enough people that they would look at it and go, wow, that is crazy, and I should do the same thing because it looks so amazing. Look at me. I post like social media pictures of me on a boat that I rented, whatever, And the point being is that those isolationist policies may feel good for a moment. They may even look great for a moment, but the underlying facts and statistics behind them prove that over time that they're going to end up with poor outcomes. So if you take Donald Trump's policies from his time in office and you extend those 10, 20, 30, 40 years out, you're looking at some really actual bad economic effects. And that's because you can't become so insular that you stop having any type of relations with other countries that, like I said this before, you can't just take. You have to give. It's the same reason that we have troops, not troops. We've been giving money to Ukraine. We give money to Israel. We give money to lots of other countries as well. We spend tons of time in proxy wars. We put troops on the ground in certain countries like Germany in attempts to, in Syria, in attempts to continue to produce good faith. We want to constantly be creating a type of finance that doesn't exist in a physical form, but in more of a good faith form, because we need those people to want to come to us to give us deals. We need those people to want to provide us stuff like lithium for electric batteries. We need to be able to still depend on other countries like Russia is now with North Korea and potentially Vietnam, where they're looking for defense allies. We need that as well. We need Canada to love us because they're on our border. We need Mexico to work with us because they're on our border. We can't just bring everything inside of America, lock the doors, and set the alarm and just be like, hey, we're all good now because everything stays inside. Doesn't it look amazing? And what he's pointing out, and with all those facts, is that the underlying statistics to what was going on in Trump's economy was showing that eventually it was not going to be good. If Donald Trump were to have been elected for that next 4 years, we potentially, if he didn't handle the COVID crisis as he already wasn't, we could potentially be in a really bad place right now, like potentially a recession. Inflation could be out of control. We're looking at like 3% right now as far as inflation goes. We fucking just barely skimmed off of a recession, and it's still potentially a possibility. But a lot of those things might have happened if Joe Biden wasn't elected, because Donald Trump's isolationist policies were going to put us in a bad place where other countries weren't going to be willing to reach out a hand and say, hey, let's help you out. I know Mike's probably like, play the goddamn video. Yeah, Titus is amazing. Isn't he, Zane? Let's see. Yeah, Trump is nothing but a clown show. Jen, did I say hi, Jen? Hi, Jen. A trip out, yeah. Yeah, Norway has just found a rare mineral deposit that is enormous. It will mean that we don't need to rely on China, and it also means that you're going to create some favorable contracts. You're going to, and that's okay. This is another thing that I don't like about American first thinking, and I don't mean for people who are like, oh, he's not American first. I mean that when you specifically have an attitude of it's always America first, like there's no relationship that you can have personally or professionally that's always me first. You always have to sacrifice something. You always have to be willing to give. So something like what he's talking about with Norway, you would want to, as an American, go, hey, you just found that big-ass deposit. That means you guys got some stuff. We would love to have some of that stuff. And hey, remember, we're your friend, and we have this other stuff that you might want in trade for it. So you're creating like like good faith relationships with other countries, and that's important. Somebody, when I was first started doing this, said, "Are you for one monetary system, like there being one type, like the dollar is the same around the world? Everybody uses dollar." And I like, logically speaking, it sounds like a good idea because, that's as far as I got. All I was gonna say was because then I don't have to exchange my money when I go out of the country. But as far as I got was, logically speaking, it does make sense to. And they're like, "So you're a fucking globalist?" And I was like, "Well, what does that even mean?" And they're like, "You want America to just be a part of this big congregation of other countries that just like decides how?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, as long as everybody is equal and everybody still gets freedoms and we can positively influence other countries to be more free and to have more rights." Like, yeah. No, if that's what being a globalist means, then yeah, I'm for that. I think America should be allying with other countries around the world in an attempt to bring world peace. It sounds crazy. But I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Yes, of course. Of course I want that. I want America to be friends with Norway. In the most insane thing is that we should want countries like Russia, China, North Korea to be happy and healthy and participate in a like good faith relationship with every other country. We shouldn't want like other countries to be our enemies. We should want an attempt at world peace. It's not plausible. I'm not saying it's plausible, but we should want to attempt to have world peace. I don't really see a lot of downside to that. All right, where are we at here? This one looked weird, so we're going to watch this one. Trump humiliated and hilarious find. God made Trump smell. I don't even know what this is.
And on June 14th, 1946, God lost a bet with Satan, and Satan
Yeah, I'm not saying we don't, Ben. I'm just using that as an
Saturday,
example.
Folks, welcome back to Really American. Now, the clip you just saw is from a longer video that I'm going to play all of for you today because it's the weekend, and we all deserve a little time off from the usual nonstop news feed.
Michael, how can Republicans justify religion in public schools?
Whoa.
It is so hot down here right now.
The Ten Commandments aren't religion, all right? Just because they're in the Bible doesn't mean they're religious, okay? The Ten Commandments are universal moral principles that these Louisiana Republicans want everybody to live by, just like their party does.
And this is a brilliant and hilarious
Oh
takedown
my
of Donald
God.
Trump from an account called History Falls Apart that has actually collaborated with the Lincoln Project before on another comedic show takedown.
Welcome to another day in paradise, okay?
I love the makeup. The makeup's amazing.
I've never not once not testified.
Oh, yeah,
It's
this
a
is
mistrial,
angry
okay?
lawyer.
I missed most of it. I was resting my eyes, okay? They got nothing, and every legal expert says so.
And they don't.
Somebody needs to talk about the fact that Trump slept through most of that trial, too. Just as far as like a legal defense goes, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. This is not legal advice, but I would not suggest that you sleep through your criminal trial. Just a little advice. Probably not a good idea to sleep through your criminal trial. Apparently, even if you're a rich billionaire politician, former president, if you sleep through your criminal trial, you may be found guilty.
Don't post very frequently, but they're definitely worth a follow if you're looking for some good political humor. Now, I will say, this video is from
Redog, I'm trying to work on the half yacht
back in
still.
January, to be exact.
What
But
up,
frankly,
buddy?
I wasn't on the channel then, so we're going to cover it today. So if you've already seen it, you're welcome for bringing it back into your feed and on your radar. And if you haven't seen it yet, welcome to the club, and you're also welcome. So drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you like seeing Donald Trump humiliated, and let's get into it. Now, to set this up, the video itself, as you may have already guessed, is a parody of another ridiculous video that some right-wing lunatics released and Trump reposted called God Made Trump. Here's a bit of that bizarre video to set up the punchline.
And on June 14th, 1946, God
No.
looked down on his planned paradise
No.
and said, I need a caretaker. So God gave us Trump. God said, I need somebody willing to get up before dawn.
Bro, as a person that edits videos, like this man, there was tears in this man's eyes when he was making this. All right, he was crying when he made this video. Like, as a person that makes videos, like if you making some stuff like this is like deep. All right, like you are in the sauce. Like you have both feet in the Kool-Aid cup. You are currently dipping your beehole down in the Kool-Aid. If you made a video like this for Donald Trump, you are a weird ass person. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there.
Work all day, like
Oh,
the Marxists.
they are just really insane now. What a bull! We got the whole goddamn world in here right now.
So God made Trump. I need somebody with arms, strong enough to rustle the deep state, and yet gentle enough to
Dog, where did they find this? Oh no, I need a behind the scenes. I need a behind the scenes on how this video was made. Where is this person's Patreon at? I might subscribe for 1 month so I can see the behind the scenes on how this video was made.
strong enough to rustle the deep
Oh
state,
no.
and yet gentle enough to deliver his own.
Yeah, they are.
Somebody to ruffle the feathers. Tame cantankerous World Economic Forum. Come on.
The cantankerous.
Have to wait until the First Lady is done with lunch with friends. Then tell the ladies to be sure and come back real soon. And then, so God gave us Trump.
Truly some cultist BS. That's some stuff you'd expect to see from like the
Dude.
Church of Scientology
Oh
or the
my
Manson cult
God.
if you were active today. But alas, it's about the former president and current convicted felon.
Hold on, y'all think if Trump gets elected, he makes like all the schools, so it's gonna be 10 Commandments up front, and then on, you know how they will in the VCR TV? I don't think they will in the VCR TV anymore. But let's just hypothetically speaking, bear with me, okay? They will in the VCR TV, and that just plays like all the time. Just every morning when the kids first get into class, they sit down, they recite the 10 Commandments, they watch that video, and then they start learning how to live in the Handmaid's Tale. Dude,
However,
what
that
the fuck? That's so
spawned
weird.
This beautiful piece of satirical art titled "God Made Trump Smell." And I'll play the
Oh
whole
my
thing
God.
for you now, but just realize these prophetic words came out months before Donald Trump infamously sharded in court, stanking up not only the courtroom, but his own defense as well. Enjoy.
And on June 14th, 1946, God...
Nah, he doesn't
lost a
care
bet
at
with
all
Satan,
about
and
religion,
Satan
Cindy.
said, pay up. So God made Trump. God said, I need someone willing to get up before dawn to call Fox and friends, hypnotize Brian Kilmeade, beg for money, bang a porn star, get someone killed, pay off a porn star, and tweet until noon until he stumbles into work wearing a Big Mac like an alien.
Dude, that shit. And to get somebody killed. Damn, dude.
With Satan. And Satan said, pay up. So God made Trump. God said, I need someone willing to get up before dawn to call Fox and friends, hypnotize Brian Kilmeade, beg for money, bang a porn star, get someone killed.
Get someone, bang a porn star, and get, like, dude, this would be like a fucking wild video. If somebody just came out with this shit, like if this just popped up on YouTube and it was like about me, or it's about Redonk, or it's about Woke Dragon, you'd be like, dude, they came up with some crazy shit. Banged a porn star, got somebody killed. Like, this is actually what happened. This shit is wild.
Killed, pay off a porn star, and tweet until noon until he stumbles into work wearing a Big Mac like an alien facehugger. So God gave us Trump. God said, I need a sweaty swindler with arms long enough to cheat at golf, but hands small enough to order off the kitchen. Someone who could sell shit to a shithole, or a cock ring to Lolo Jones at a purity ring kiosk. A flatulent fraud to wank a warmonger, shank a translator, fillet a potentate, hide a bone saw, sell a secret, come home hungry, stop at KFC, promise to pay for everyone's meal.
What the fuck is the hide a bone saw? And see, this is what I keep saying, is you guys come in here and you say crazy shit to me, and I think that it's not, I'm like, I'm going to look into this and it's not going to be real. Dude, if I Google Donald Trump and bone saw, what am I going to come up with? Oh my God. What's going to pop up when I Google Donald Trump and bone saw, guys? Do you guys already know about this? What the fuck? Dude. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Like, there's a literal Trump bone saw story? Oh, it's the guy they chopped up in the suitcase. No shot. Khashoggi look-alike, a heavy-set man wearing the journalist clothes and glasses could be seen walking out of the consulate. I remember this. I remember they dressed the dude up like him. They murdered the dude, and then they dressed the dude up like him so it looked like he walked out, but it was another dude, and they had cut dude into pieces and put him in a suitcase, right? When that footage kept playing, all of us were looking at each other saying, okay, does this mean they premeditated this? Is this what we're looking at here? What the hell? And that's right. Didn't Trump say wasn't that big of a deal? Training in a which Trump officials maneuvered to remove American fingerprints from the crime. What? Dude, I need to look more into this. When I heard this, it was like in passing. Like I heard it and I was like, well, it's Saudi Arabia, so crazy shit happens over there. Like I wasn't surprised that like a reporter got murdered in Saudi. I mean, they just barely decided that women were like, they barely recognized that they're kind of people. They haven't even formally recognized women as being people. I wasn't surprised that they murdered a reporter. I guess I should have looked more into this.
Flatulent fraud, Tuanka warmonger, Shanka translator, Fileta potent.
Bonesaw!
Sell a secret, come home hungry. Stop at KFC. Promise to pay for everyone's meals, duck the check. Call the first lady having lunch with friends in a different state. Then tell the ladies he needs a moment alone with the first lady because she should probably get tested for hepatitis. And be sure to come back real soon, ladies, especially the ones with behemoth bazongas. So God gave us Trump. I need a savage beast, soothed by Kid Rock whistling Dixie, bewildered by water. Incontinent enough to wear a
big water
diaper secured by exoskeletal girdle, hydraulic lift, and bioweapons containment team willing to give their lives for the love child of a Habsburg inbred and a necrotic squash. A flim-flam philanderer who can turn shit to gold, gold to shit, soybean farmers to welfare queens. A reeking rake who can't read but speaks in tongues, manifesting Mein Kampf like a Ritalin-roused Rhonda Byrne Ubermensch. So God give us Trump. God said I need a tacky trickster.
Dude, and the Hitler stuff, the poisoning the blood, like, look, I'll give you grace, man. If you say some dumb shit, if you just happen to be a white Christian nationalist, fake Christian, mind you, Donald Trump's not a Christian. If you are trying to cosplay as a white Christian nationalist because you know that's what your voting base is, and you come out and say something like poisoning the blood of our people, and then somebody's like, hey, sir, just a heads up, that's like literally the Hitler quote. And you're like, oh, shit, my bad. Not going to do that again. I will never say that shit again. I can't believe I said that. Wow, I quoted Hitler? Man, that's crazy. Don't clip that. That got clipped. I would give you grace. I'd be like, all right, whatever. He said that was a Hitler quote, but I'm going to let it go. We'll allow it. But the man has said it like 17 times since then. He said a Hitler quote. People were like, that's a Hitler quote. And he was like, oh, is it? I'm going to keep saying it. I think he repeated it more after they told him. I mean, I know he knows that it was a Hitler quote, but you would think that getting called out about it being a Hitler quote would stop most people. You would fake that you didn't know. You'd be like, oh, shit, I had no idea. Dude, oh, my God. That shit is funny. Turned soybean farmers to welfare queens. Like I said, funniest thing is, look that shit up. He did that. This ain't even a lie. It's not even a joke.
Can't read but speaks in tongues, manifesting Mein Kampf like a Ritalin-roused Rhonda Byrne Ubermensch. So God give us Trump. God
yeah, if you say dumb shit, just go all in.
Like a fourth grader, talks like a third grader, cheats like a fornicator, brags like a compensator.
Coming from Agoff Twitler?
Like who wears golf cleats.
That's serious.
A louse who leans 60 degrees in 3-inch lifts, waddling down a ramp, grabbing a steering wheel, tear gassing a book club, with the fetid charnel house miasma of splenetic emissions escaping his manly sweat glands and ass pores. All the while bankrupting a casino, chiseling the Secret Service, stealing government staplers, losing a lawsuit, inciting a riot, looking up his daughter's skirt with shoe mirrors, and masturbating on a Bible. So God made Trump.
No.
And God said, I need an absentee father, deadbeat debtor, vengeful Vulgarian to be my champion with a golden mane. And the mane shall extend a hand's breadth below the ear on the right, 1 cubit below the ear on the left, 2 cubits from the crown to the upper back. The back shall be fire hosed forward, transected like a lattice crust of the world's rankest pork pie.
Oh my
back
God.
And secured with the least gross hair product from among the Canaanites. But the bald patch,
Dude,
in
we were
the
just
center
talking about
of
the
garden,
Canaanites.
you shall not touch, for it is holy to the Lord.
Sight or sound as a stimulus to convex activity.
And frankly, folks, that's all I got for you today. I stumbled.
Dude, that was crazy. And that was actually extremely well made. Holy crap, that was crazy. And this is what I keep saying, too. Like, I said this in that short about the Randy Rainbow video. This is Really American. Really Americans, they're a good size channel, but they're not huge. You know, they could be 1 million. They could be in BTC. So don't forget to like and subscribe. This dude specifically is one of the people, and he's really, really funny. His name is Steve. Oh, sorry. Called him Steve. His name's Kenny. Kenny Hesse. They killed Kenny. But their channel is like really dope. I really enjoy it, actually. All right. So let's see. What are we talking? How's it possible that a person like Trump can become president? His cult reminds me of Germany in the 30s. People got broken. This is the one thing I will say, Ben. I actually, so in my opinion, what happened with Trump was a byproduct, obviously, of what happened with Obama, right? Like I believe that people got triggered, which is pretty verifiable, right? There's plenty of evidence that people did on the right got triggered by Obama being elected. Once he was elected, obviously that caused a certain subsect of people that wanted to say certain words that start with an N and end with an R out loud. They banded together. And then those people created what potentially would become the MAGA tribe, but at that point was known as the Tea Party Patriots. They're the people that claimed that Obama was going to stay for a third term. Donald Trump hopped on that bandwagon by saying that Obama was Kenyan and that the birth certificate wasn't real. So those people kind of glommed on to Donald Trump. So he kind of had a base with the crazy people to start with, but then you add in a very strange mixture of people. And that very strange mixture of people are the people that believe that the entire government is corrupt, the entire FBI is corrupt, the entire CIA is corrupt, which, I mean, it's not plausible that even with corruption through our government, with corruption in certain departments of our government, that the entire thing would be corrupt. But that's what these people believe. So those people also joined up with the Tea Party Patriots. And then you just had a certain set of people that weren't enamored with Hillary Clinton, felt like she was condescending, felt like, some of the conspiracy theories were true, which is like just kind of crazy, but that's fine. And they wanted something different. And I keep saying this. I say that Americans in 2016 had been with a girl she was doing fine. Everything was great. They had a home, they had a car, they had a nice family, but they were bored. They looked around and they were like, I want more than this. I want more. And then they saw Donald Trump, who at that time to them was the hot chick with fake titties. And they were like, man, I'm going through a midlife crisis. And I kind of want that. And then they left their wife, and they left their family, and they left their kids to give it a shot. And it turned out that Donald Trump was the crazy chick. Donald Trump did turn out to be the person that would key your car and donate your cat to an ASPCA. I had a Biden moment. I stuttered. And I think that those people never fully recovered because Donald Trump didn't come through with what he said he was going to do. Donald Trump, for most of these people, represented some type of hope, a great white hope of sorts, right? Like that they were going to shake up the system and that like government was going to become something that was much closer to what people wanted. And then you had like certain people that are disenfranchised by the Hillary Clinton thing with Bernie Sanders. So a lot of people that come into my chat that are now conspiracy theorists are ex-Bernie supporters that got really triggered by Bernie not getting the nomination of the Democratic Party. And so, in my opinion, you have this really strange set of people that then went through COVID. And COVID obviously broke a lot of people's brains. It also converted a lot of the conspiracy left, the big pharma anti-vax left, went over to the right. And now you just have this like amalgamation of weird subsects of people that have joined up and kind of absconded with the Republican Party. I don't believe it's a conservative party anymore. I believe it is like this very thin wedge of actual like Barry Goldwater traditional conservatives, fiscally conservative people, and then a large contingent of fucking wackos. If that makes any sense, any of that. Yeah, exactly, Cindy. Same thing. Yeah, exactly. He gave them hope. It's funny and it's scary at the same time, and it's why this channel exists, to kind of bring light to that type of thing and to remind people that it's not normal. This channel exists to remind people that you can be conservative and have conservative values. You can be fiscally conservative. You can be religious and be conservative as long as you're not harming others. I mean, the very idea of certain conservative circles is the idea that they want to be able to practice whatever religion they want. They want to, which is always Christianity or Catholicism. They want to be able to not get taxed. They want freedom from government. None of these things actually end up in legislation, to be honest with you. Most conservatives that become the president of the United States don't actually enact the majority of legislation. They instead either cut back on the previous administrations or roll back the previous administration's legislation, just like Trump did to Biden, or they just don't enact at all because, for the most part, Republican presidents cut taxes for rich people, and then do not cut the entitlement programs that they run on cutting, and thus the reason that every single Republican president to this point has increased the debt exponentially, where most Democratic presidents do not increase it by very much at all, and that's because they don't tend to give too high of tax cuts to ultra wealthy. They still give too many tax cuts to the ultra wealthy, in my opinion. This is why I lean left, because I also criticize the left for those types of things, but they also tend to establish more antitrust legislation as well. So I don't know. Like I said, I think that it's both funny and scary, but it needs to be shown that the insanity of the extreme Trump supporters should not even be representative of the right, and the right should be pushing the extreme religious out. They should be pushing the extreme MAGA supporters out, and they should be taking back their party. They're just not doing it at this point because they're too scared of the people that are in their party. It's kind of insane. Yeah, COVID broke a bunch of people. Same people protest black mermaids on their off days. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, who cares? There's so much in life that just doesn't need to be focused on or had an opinion on, right? Like, did I go see the Halle Berry Little Mermaid? No, of course not. It's not for me. It wasn't made for me. I don't care. I wouldn't have watched the regular fucking Little Mermaid if you would have put I don't know, fucking the girl that plays Starlight from The Boys. You put her as the Little Mermaid. I wouldn't have watched it. I wouldn't have cared. You could have put an Egyptian girl as the Little Mermaid. I wouldn't have cared. You could have made it a man, for all I give a shit. I wouldn't have cared because it's not made for me. That it's okay that things aren't made for you. I don't understand this like need for everybody. People continue to say things like, now there's gay people and everything, and every time I turn on the TV person, there's a gay person there. And it's like, yeah, and there's also heterosexual people there. Like, it's not like they have legitimately replaced every single person in every single movie or show with a person of color or a LGBT person. There's still massive amount of representation of cis male, cis female people, as well as white people, as well as heterosexuals, as like this idea that like I turn on my TV and there's a gay, yeah, because there's gay people also in society everywhere. They just don't tell you because you're a bigot. It's crazy. Like, why do we need to get so mad about things existing that weren't made for us in that way, you know? Like, as long as it's not harmful. Like, I can understand if if there was an LGBT movie about murdering heterosexual people, I would be against that. If they were like, yeah, like, is this going to be a tour de force of, God, I can't speak today, tour de force of murdering cisgender people, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not with that. Like, that doesn't make any sense. We shouldn't do that. Meanwhile, the religious right is like, well, I should be able to make movies about persecuting people because, hey, that's what makes me happy. You know? It's like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't think it's a new normal is becoming way out there. I think the new normal is to just accept that people are out there, you know, like that they exist. Like as a poor person, because as we all know, when we're, you know, talking about real issues in our society, we're actually talking about class issues. And it just so happens that most marginalized communities and most poverty-stricken communities are filled with people that are marginalized, LGBT, minorities, things like that. You know, they're just overrepresented in those communities. So like, I don't feel oppressed by anything. So therefore, I guess when I watch stuff, I don't look for it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Dude, I'm not calling my dad. Fuck that. You can't make me, Alti. Yeah, I like all the people that are like, all these people are becoming trans. It's like, no, dog, they've been trans that whole time. You weren't cool with them. They weren't gonna tell you about that shit. Let's watch Luke Beasley.
A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. That's gonna be this segment. So the medicine is the increasing.
I don't doubt that it exists, Jess. I'm just saying I'm not in support of it.
The MAGA world.
I don't doubt that it exists.
MAGA media. And then the sugar is a weird trend I'm seeing. And
What is it?
I'll give you an indication.
Hold on.
I'll tell you what
Hold on.
the trend
What is?
Medicine is the increasingly dangerous rhetoric we're hearing from within the MAGA world and MAGA media. And then the sugar is a weird trend I'm seeing.
Oh, okay. The cutting
And
out.
actually, I'll give you an indication. I'll tell you what the trend is. It's stunning. Where there seems to be... you know what? No, I won't tell you. We're
Exactly.
gonna go through and you'll figure it
Exactly.
out as we go along. So, and it's just strange stuff. Here's an individual by the name of Brendan Dilley, and I want to give credit to Right Wing Watch, who posted this clip. And he's saying now publicly, hey,
don't forget to like and subscribe.
So much
Me and Luke.
that I want them to know we're willing to lie.
Oh, you do?
Cheat,
That's
and
too funny,
steal
Jess.
to help Trump. Here it is.
Republicans don't give a if you think we're good people anymore. We don't care. You don't think we're gonna you square in the ass every chance?
Dude, none of these dudes are gonna do any of the things they say. Like I said, this idea that you're gonna create a situation of violence within America only benefits foreign adversaries. There's no, like, I don't know if they have this fantasy in their head that they just like all just mob over everything. They take over. They're in charge now. America has almost 400 million people. What is it, 350, 370 million people now, right? In it. The majority of people in America are not politically motivated. The majority of people in America vote with the D or with the R. They don't know a lot about politics. They don't know a lot about, like, you know, they just have their values. They know that the Democratic Party represents a certain set of values and the Republican Party has another set. So when you talk about MAGA Republicans make up about like 55% of the Republican Party if you go off of polls that show like who would still support Donald Trump if he is convicted as a felon, who would still who supports things like the January 6th thing and say that it was mostly peaceful or was a necessary violence. So if you base the percentage of Republicans off of, the MAGA Republicans off the Republican Party off those polls, then you kind of get the idea that they make up about 55%, and that's kind of a high number, right? And then you take into account that Republicans as a whole, and I'm not talking about independents, I'm talking about Republicans, as a whole make up something like, I think it's like 29% or it might be 37% of the total voter base, registered voter base. And obviously that number gets higher when you include people that are independents that lean right. And that's when you have Democratic and Republican numbers get closer together, is that you have more independents, or actually you have roughly the same amount of independents that lean left or lean right. But so take independents that lean right out of the equation. Take Republicans that don't know anything about Trump or his policies and stuff that just vote Republican. Take them out of the equation. Take the MAGA Republicans that are old, overweight, that just, they're crazy as fuck. They would never be able to be a part of a unified cause in the first place. Take all of those people out of the equation, and you have an extremely small group of fucking stupid people like this gentleman right here who think that they're going to do something. Now, when those people encounter the first police force on the scene, it is either going to be a massacre where these guys get just absolutely destroyed by the first police force they run into, or it's going to be everybody drops their guns and they go home, and since most of these people are all white people, they probably won't go to jail. The idea in MAGA right now that there's going to be violence is over-exaggerated, and it's just like any dude sitting on his couch talking about how he would beat that dude so bad. Oh man, if that guy just said one thing, if I was there. It's the UFC, your average UFC fan talking about a guy gassing in a fight. Oh man, if I would have been there, man. Oh, I would have knocked that dude out. Oh, what I would have done. Like, the actual doing is a lot more difficult than the talking. And I think these people do realize this, but I think that they grift off of it, and I think that they gas up their crowd in the hopes that these people will continue to financially benefit them. I actually don't think that these people think they'll do any violence. I think that they just want to gas them up to make money off of them.
Chance we get after what you've done to this country, after you stole a election?
Retribution.
You call me an immoral, godless scumbag. I don't care, mother.
You're a Christian.
Don't care. Call me a criminal. Call me a liar.
And this is where they've gotten. And as you guys all know, when it comes to the Republican Jesus versus classic Jesus, this is the very mentality of the MAGA Republican now. Is I'm an asshole. I'm a douchebag. It's like the shirt that you'll see on like Facebook every once in a while. That's like, I'm a dick. Sorry for that. Never mind. Fuck your feelings. That kind of shit. It's like that's the type of the person this guy is.
I don't give a
war, baby.
Words mean nothing. So you can save the moral high ground, virtue signaling.
Yeah, exactly, Flanker. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, Flanker.
Games, but it ain't me, dude. Can print that.
No, Lucas, he doesn't have any actual plans.
Cheat,
exactly.
Steal, will stomp my head into the grass.
Exactly,
Just
Ben. I grew up boxing.
Of your viewing of this video to request, if you're not already, to become subscribed to the channel by clicking that subscribe button.
Don't forget to subscribe to Luke's channel, guys. Subscribe to mine too. Yeah, exactly. What Ben just said there. Anybody that's actually been in a real fight knows how terrible a real fight is. Like, one of the things that I always give Joe Rogan's props for is that he tries to tell people all the time, like, you shouldn't talk about fighting in this way because even a trained fighter can get knocked the fuck out, hit his head on the curb, and die, right? Like, the scariest guy you could probably run into at a bar would be somebody like Daniel Cormier, a guy that can wrestle, a guy that can, like, drag you to the ground and just beat the shit out of you. But for most guys that are strikers and stuff like that, you can get clipped, you can get hit, you can have a guy cold cock you from the side. Even being a trained fighter is still a dangerous thing to get into a fight. I've been soccer kicked in my face. Had a dude pull me down by the hair, kick me dead off in the face. I've bounced a guy's face off of a sidewalk before in the middle of a fight. Not even thinking, just like in the midst of the fight. And a lot of fights don't last very long. Most fights are like 30 to 60 seconds. If you guys know who the bodybuilder guy Bradley Martin is, he recently, supposedly, allegedly, got in a fight with Logan Paul, the guy we were watching in the interview the other day, in which that they didn't tape it. It was a street fight between the two of them. They didn't tape it. And when they asked him how long it lasted, he said it lasted about 30 to 60 seconds. And that's a guy in really good shape. These are two guys. Now, the bodybuilder is going to have a lot of high amount of lactic acid and stuff like that. He's going to gas faster. Logan Paul's going to actually, he's got cardio and stuff. But most people know that in like an adrenaline-filled fight, you're going to gas really quickly. Really quickly. When we talk about things like World War II, those people were in the trenches for weeks, months. They're shell-shocked. They came back, they're never the same. Like, all of this talk about what you would do sounds great. It really does. It sounds great. But the moment that you get into an actual, like, engagement with real people with real guns, all that shit flies out the window.
Doesn't matter. You're absolutely right.
If you sleep on your side, I bet you hate your pillow. And this is why.
Levon.
They might be as fluffy as a cloud.
Later, woke. Later,
just don't
tired.
support your
Appreciate
head,
you guys.
So you double up
My
on
dad will
pillows,
kick
you
your dad's
people.
ass.
So, should we do the medicine?
Dude, who said the cocaine thing? Dusted. Like, that's what made the Germans so goddamn scary, was they were all on drugs. Like, at that time, there was over-the-counter methamphetamine in Germany. It wasn't, I don't know, it might have actually been methamphetamine, but what they were taking, what the Blitzkrieg was all about, was a bunch of coked-up crackheads, all right? And that's why they got everywhere faster than everybody else. But as everybody knows, as the Germans learned, you're only good as long as the crack is being supplied. Once you run out of the crack, it's all over. The calm down is a bitch, and you do not fight. You might be cranky, pun intended. You might be a grumpy motherfucker. You might talk about what you're gonna do, but once the crack wears off, it's all bad. I've hired a couple dudes, okay? And I was like, damn, this guy is a good worker. Look at him go. A week into it, I'm like, holy shit, this guy's killing it. 1 week later, I'm like, this guy's on crack and he is coming down. That's the reality.
Or the sugar. I guess, let's do...
What up, Nana? I don't know if I said hi to you, Nana.
Along with that, this Steve Bannon clip.
Yeah, they're fake people. Exactly,
if they
Nana.
steal this election and they fully intend to steal it, this republic.
I love my pets hate
ends.
Trump.
Are you prepared to fight? Are you prepared to give it all? Are you prepared to leave it all on the battlefield?
Dude, and Trump supporters, how stupid could you be? Do you think this guy's gonna fight? Do you think Steve Bannon is gonna go down on the battlefield? Do you think Donald Trump or Alex Jones or any of these other people are going to get on an actual battlefield? Do you think that like you're going to be in a trench and Steve Bannon's going to be sitting next to you? Hell yeah, brother. We're doing this together. We're fighting for freedom. That's not what it's going to be. It's going to be you. You would be the fodder. When Napoleon, and Napoleon was so charismatic, when Napoleon was in the midst of some of the biggest land grabs that he was making during his time, he had people that were willing to run up a hill at a cannon that had grape shot in it. Grape shot are like these balls that are about like that big that are chained together that shoot out. Well, I don't even know if they're chained together. Are they chained together? No. And they would run into the face of these cannons. Do you know what that looks like? That is a meat grinder. There's a story about Napoleon talking to a general, right? And he's on his horse, and the guy is on the ground next to him talking to him. And it's in the middle of winter, and a cannonball is shot from a cannon. That cannonball bounces off of the ground because the ground is frozen. It skips and takes out the guy's leg while he's giving a report to Napoleon. When it takes out his leg, it crushes his leg, but it's hanging on. It's still limp. It's laying there. They're in the middle of a battlefield. So they have to drag this gentleman off to a tent in the middle of the battlefield. They stick a fucking leather belt in his mouth, have him bite down on it, and then saw his leg off. That's what real war looks like. And the weapons that we have nowadays are much more destructive than a cannonball. Maybe not more destructive than grape shot, though. Steve Bannon's not going to run at grape shot with you. Steve Bannon's going to be the guy all the way in the back going, run at that grape shot. You guys got it. He's going to be running you into the mouth of a Black Hawk helicopter. I don't care how many assault rifles you have. I don't care how many hand grenades you've illegally stored in your home you're so ready to use. It's not going to mean shit. You ain't fighting the United States military. You ain't fighting the fucking police force. It would just end in tragedy for Americans. And if that's not enough to deter you from this dumbass thought of violence, if Steve Bannon encouraging you is just too much for you to take, you just have to go out and do it. Don't forget, you have daughters and sons that disagree with you. You have cousins and loved ones that disagree with you. You have friends that disagree with you. Are you gonna shoot at your children? Like, come on, man. It's insane to think that people would put themselves in a place where they would choose Steve Bannon over their own children. That's fucking psycho.
Are you prepared to leave it all on the battlefield? Ladies and gentlemen, it's very simple.
It's true, James.
Victory
You ain't wrong.
or
What up,
death.
James?
Extremely dangerous. Disgustingly.
What do Lucas says, what do you think it would take to get everyone on the same page? There's so much that divides us all currently. So this is if I can sell anything to people on this channel, if I can sell anything to you guys, it's that we have maybe 10 years, guys. We have probably 10 years, a decade, to hopefully get technology in place that will take so much stress off of people. Like, people are super worried about like losing their jobs to AI, and what is it going to do? Where can it go? And I understand those fears, but I'm extremely optimistic about the future of technology. I think that in the next 10 years, if we don't all murder each other in some stupid ass civil war, there is the potential for things like going to work because you want to work. Like, somebody in my chat said this the other day when we were talking about UBI and stuff like that. And I said, I want to see people that want to be doctors being doctors, not people that are doctors because it's a financial gain to be a doctor. I want to see people that are mechanics that want to work on cars. So you don't have to worry about your mechanic trying to steal from you because they need the money. They're financially in a bad place, so they're going to make up some shit. No, you want somebody that wants to fix your car, right? And that possibility can arise if we give technology the time to catch up, to make things easier for everybody else. I see that funny meme all the time. It's like, I don't need AI to make my art and my books and my movies. I need AI to do my laundry and take care of the chores and shit around the house. And if in the next decade, we can get to a point where we're not constantly being stressed out because we're working 40 plus hours a week. We're working side hustles. We're driving kids to soccer games and baseball games and basketball games and football games. We're stressed out because we're trying to keep our significant other happy, or we're trying to find a significant other. There's just like so much on humans right now. We have put so much of a load on us that I really legitimately think that a lot of these people have broken. Because, I can tell you from my own point of view, those stresses at times make me feel as though I'm burdened to the point of breaking. And I just happen to be a little bit of a thicker skinned, tougher person because of the way that I grew up. But I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, I feel those stresses. I feel the responsibilities, the need to take care of those that I love. And at times, you come real close to breaking. And I think a lot of these people, to be honest with you, have broken. And I don't know that they'll come back. I don't know that there's an answer to how do we get everybody together on the same page. I don't know if that's even possible. I don't know if these people, to be honest with you, I don't want to be a dick, but I don't know if they're redeemable. When you say things like, yeah, I'm a piece of shit. That's right, I am. Hell yeah, and I can do this to you. I'll do that to you, blah, blah, blah. I don't know that you're redeemable. I don't know. I want to path the redemption to all human beings, but at that point, if that's your grift, that's your thing, then I don't know that you can be a part of a productive society and have those types of mentalities. But if I can sell you anything is, guys, keep it together. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it could possibly happen within your lifetime, something that's insane. Crazy fucking ideas about finding Dyson spheres throughout the universe. We're using the James Webb Telescope to look back at the beginning possibly of our universe. There's so much going on in this world that's really interesting and crazy and hopeful and optimistic, and we're gonna throw it all away for Orange Jesus? I'm not gonna throw it away for Joe Biden. I'm not gonna throw it away for it. I want the world to clean this shit up, to find its safe space, and get us all to a place where maybe we can work 3-4 days a week instead of 5 or 6. Get us to a place where the government takes care of the people, not the other way around. Get us to a place where you can sit down and read a book when you want to, not just when you have time. Get to a place where you go to work at a place not because you have to, but because you like it. I said the other day, I was like, no one would work retail, but I was wrong. I talked to some of my employees, specifically one of my employees, and she was like, dude, even if you didn't pay me, I'd come here because I like being here. I like being around these people. I like being with these customers. And you guys are probably sitting there going, yeah, bullshit, whatever. I'm telling you, this lady means it. Because that's who she is. She's super fucking social. She wants to be around people. She loves the connection with the customers. She dresses up every day with matching colors and makeup and clothes because that's her outlet. That's what she'd like to do. I don't get paid for this. I barely make any fucking money. I get like $3 off some of these videos. $3. But I still show up and do it because I like it, because I care, because I like the connection with you guys. It's like brain breaking for the older generation to believe that these things can exist, and I get that, but you don't get to halt progress. You don't get to stop it because you can't see it. So if there's anything, Lucas, I'm just saying, I think people gotta have that mentality that there is a future, not just for America, but the world. And if we can hang on, I think it's actually going to be okay. It's going to be good.
Really dangerous.
Mike's like, play the video!
Brendan Dilly.
Exactly, James.
Diley?
Exactly.
Cool. He...
My nose is a little bit weird.
Lie, cheat, steal.
It's a little weird.
And then Steve Bannon is saying victory or death. This is what we heard leading up to January 6th. Extremely dangerous. And it should be called out. And again, I can't get my head around how...
Oh, there's plenty of wars going on while Trump was in office.
Biden
Everybody
Democrats
just doesn't talk about it.
Maybe call the left, the pro-democracy movement right now within...
I hope you help, Lucas.
You have people, and again, I do want to always specify, the pro-democracy movement that I'm identifying actually spans across multiple policy ideologies. And you have some people who you'd identify as conservative who understand the need to be in favor of.
So one thing, because he's hitting on it right now, and that's reminding me of something, is I know that people find great comfort in being parts of groups. I know that people feel really attached to the Democratic Party, but I'll say this to people on the left and I'll say this to people on the right, is that if we ever do want to get to a point where we really can start to kind of come together over certain issues, at least things that we agree on, we got to drop the tribalism. We got to drop the parties, because I have progressive values. I have a lot of left-leaning values. And so generally I talk about being very left. But to be honest with you, that shouldn't stop somebody that has conservative values from having a conversation with me, because we may agree on things. I remember having conversation years ago with conservatives that would say things like, I'm pro-life, but that doesn't mean you can't be pro-choice. I choose to live my life the way I do. You get to live the way you do, because a lot of conservatives believed in very little government regulation, which meant that they didn't want my choice to be regulated. I think that one of the things, if we are going to come together, that has to happen is we have to stop saying I believe something because the party that I follow or I claim to be a part of believes that thing. People come in here and say, what are you? Are you progressive? Are you liberal? Are you Democrat? And I say, I'm me, because I have values that span that spectrum, as what he's saying right now. In fact, I have some values that would potentially be seen as being conservative. And I ask, when people say things like, no, you think this because you're progressive, I ask that people don't do that, because I would rather say, no, these are my policy values, and I lead my life in a way to show that I represent them, that they mean something to me, right? So if I'm pro-choice, that means that, I'm not pro-choice because I'm left. If I'm, pro-antitrust legislation, I'm not pro-antitrust legislation because I'm left. if I'm pro red flag laws, but I'm also pro Second Amendment, that doesn't mean I'm conservative because I'm pro Second Amendment, nor does that mean that I'm left because I have, those are just, because when you do that, you start to get to the point where everybody and people on the left and right both do this. They start to purity test within their groups, which ends up with people getting outcast and feeling like they have to be pressured over into other groups. And there was a lot of purity testing when Bernie was running. Like if you weren't on board with being angry that Bernie didn't get the nomination within the Bernie cycles or circles, then you weren't a Bernie supporter. You're a piece of shit, because you weren't angry along with the rest of the Bernie supporters. Even Bernie took a L. Bernie was like, "Hey, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I support Joe Biden. I support Hillary Clinton," and people are like, I hate Bernie now because he did that. And that's a crazy thing to say to yourself, that he still represents the same values that he did before, but he chose to say, hey, I support this person because they're the nomination and it supports the democratic process. Like, the purity testing thing has to stop. I want people to agree on certain policies with me, but I'm not going to say they have to leave the chat if they don't. You know what I'm saying?
Of Biden's reelection, the democracy movement that I'm identifying actually spans across multiple policy ideologies, and you have some people who you would identify as conservative.
The school shooting things is out of control.
In favor of Biden's reelection, given the threat that Trump poses, but we're just for some common sense stuff. I've gone through now a few times in this show, so I'm trying to do it again.
Exactly, Randy.
About infrastructure investments and healthcare reforms and trying to increase people's wages, trying to take care of veterans.
The weather is never bad. You're only wearing the wrong clothes.
No election was stolen. You're making it up. You're lied to or lying to people. You've been lied to, or you're the one doing the lying. And it's unfortunate. Now, let's return to that, because that's the serious
policies
part of
from across the sphere. It's just who you are as a person and what you represent.
Focus on this.
Republicans don't give a if you think we're good people anymore. We don't care. You don't think we're gonna you square in the ass every chance we get?
You don't.
Me and Luke just had the same moment. It's always weird. It's always so weird to hear a bunch of people that are super anti-gay just constantly talk about the gayest acts. Have you guys ever watched the Harold and Kumar movies? You guys remember the Harold and Kumar movies, the second one where they go to Guantanamo Bay and Grande Bob is in there, and Harold or Kumar, I can't remember which one it is, but the Grande Bob comes in and he's like, it's time for your cock meat sandwich. And he's like, dude, that's gay. And he's like, it's not gay. You're sucking my dick. I'm not sucking yours. That's what it reminds me of. Every time I hear stuff like this, it reminds me of the Grande Bob moment in Harold and Kumar. I'm not gay, you're gay.
Think we're going to...
They're coming for my anal virginity. That is my wife's, okay?
Buttocks.
To take.
Every chance we get.
Yeah, I agree with that, Chris. I do not think that you can work with the MAGA movement. I don't think you can.
And you remember this from Alex Jones?
Your ass. Like, what the fuck?
I will.
Why?
He posted this, by the way.
Corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat you. I'm hungry. I'll do it. I'll drink your blood. And I'm
oh my god.
Eat my neighbors. You think
don't forget to subscribe, guys. I love you guys. Thanks for being here.
Yes, I've heard this too many times. I'm sorry.
Dude, Luke Beasley bumps his shit all the time. You know it.
You might remember this. From a
got a plug
of ours.
This is my dog Checkers.
Aww.
She's 21.
Hi, Checkers.
And I owe it all to the farmer's dog.
Okay, we have to. I don't want this to end sadly.
Do you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Little shrivelly. That's what you are. That's all you are is a. Run. You're not even a man. We're gonna eat you. We're gonna eat you.
What is it with the eating thing?
We're gonna eat you and your family. Sorry, this part's
Thank you,
classic.
Nana. Thank you for being
Proud
here.
of you. Oh, you little.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly,
Look at
Onyx.
that.
Like, that's the craziest part. I just wish they would come in here and talk about
We
actual
have
legislation.
Brendan saying that he's going to make love to our rear every chance that he gets.
Yeah, Manny.
You have Alex Jones saying he's going to eat our leftist.
Yeah, why do they all say the
asses.
same things?
Is it plural in that scenario? And then you have this, not him, but the guy who is next to him, saying, we'll eat you. We're going to eat you and your family. MAGA.
What the fuck is going on?
What's going on? Are you okay?
Seriously? Seriously, what is going on?
4D chess flirting? Is that what this is? Because there's a lot of butts being referred to, okay?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm feeling a little bit violated with the rhetoric that's being spewed there. Just
Anymore. We don't
For
care.
real?
You don't think we're gonna you square in the ass every chance we get after?
Every chance we get.
very weird.
Oh.
It's very weird.
Did he
But
say that, Devious? Every time you guys say
that's,
something,
I
I'm like,
guess,
did he
what
say it? It ends up he
this
said it.
Much.
Oh, he did
conspiracy
say that.
theory
I do remember he said that, Devious.
does to your
You're
brain,
right.
Right. It sort of breaks your brain a little bit.
God, I've heard
But again,
so many
that's
crazy
the
things
silly-
in the last year and a
sugar.
half.
It is sort of silly that now we've had multiple examples of them talking about doing things to and eating our butts. And
A lot of it.
making me uncomfortable. but-
Every chance.
No pun intended. It is also a part of a conversation about just how violent they're willing to be now. And hopefully that won't manifest. But that's the rhetoric we're hearing. Victory or death. Are you ready to go on the battlefield? Oh no, I mean a metaphorical death or metaphorical battle.
These are seriously some of the weirdest human beings. Like, I grew up in a ghetto next to a 5150 house. Like, I literally knew people that thought they were Bruce Lee and Hiawatha. Okay? There was this one gentleman, and unfortunately, don't judge me, guys, okay? It was a different time. But in the middle of the ghetto, so for whatever reason, they would let the mentally ill people out of the halfway house, and they would always make their way most of the time to buy crack cocaine from the drug dealers in my neighborhood. But they'd make their way into our neighborhood. And this one dude, Hiawatha, would bless people, okay? He wasn't the actual Hiawatha, guys. Just stop, okay? And he would have you bend down in front of you, and he'd give a chant, and he'd bless you with the warrior spirit, and then he'd go do some crack cocaine behind a trailer, okay? And then Dragon, occasionally, you had to worry that he might try to fight you, and he'd try to do some weird martial arts that weren't martial arts on you. And the one thing you just tried not to do was to beat up the fucking guy from the halfway house because he tried to attack you, okay? That was, like, morally just not a good standing, even to be in the ghetto selling crack to people. You still didn't beat up the guy that thought he was Bruce Lee, all right? Even with all of that, I knew people named like Little Joker and Little Batman and Doughboy, Crazy Eyes, Sad Eyes. There's a lot of eyes. Shy. I knew people that were fucking named like cartoon fucking names. I grew up with prostitutes. I grew up with pimps, like literal pimps. I grew up with a guy named Dante that would get really, really drunk and tell you about how his mama named him after the devil and how that fucked up his whole life and how he ended up being a gangbanger because of that. And these people are crazier than the people that I grew up with. I don't remember once. Well, maybe I don't remember Dante ever telling me that he was gonna pound my ass every chance he gets. He might have though. Maybe I'm just blocking that memory out. Oh Jesus, the early '90s were so crazy, James. They were so crazy. Oh. Yeah, the new Boys season came out. Hope you guys are watching that. You knew a guy named Biscuit, or you know a guy named Biscuit. Everybody has a nickname. Let me tell you guys a story. So where I come from in Bakersfield, it was in the South Side. We had a gang that was called the Southside Bakers. Don't laugh. We all used to laugh at them. Ask them stuff like when they were going to bring us cookies, when they were going to make a cake, because that's how you talk to gangsters when you come from the ghetto. And it was a little Mexican gang, and a lot of dudes would call me Leprechaun because they were racist, okay? They were racist because I had red hair and freckles. So dudes would always call me Leprechaun. And one time, little Batman was hanging out with his girlfriend on a couch, and little Batman yelled at me as I was walking past, Hey, Holmes, I heard they call you Leprechaun. And I was like, they do. It's kind of racist, but they do. You're right. And he's like, you can't be called Leprechaun. My homeboy's named Leprechaun. And his homeboy was like a 10-year-old, and I was like 16. And he's like, you're going to have to fight my homeboy for that name. It's like, doesn't seem like a good idea. How about he just takes it? It's fine. But this is the type of craziness that I grew up with. I grew up with dudes telling me that I had to fight their 10-year-old friend for a nickname. And this shit blows my mind. By the way, Leprechaun, he decided not to fight me. He just said, could you just tell him like everything's cool? And I was like, yeah, Holmes. It's all good. I'm gonna beat up a 10-year-old. Jesus. I'm ghetto. I'm not that ghetto. Jesus Christ. Let's play one more. Oh, actually, you know what? This one's a super long one. Damn it, we're not gonna get to it again. Damn it. Let's talk about the 10 Commandments thing, because this is pretty weird. You stole my Lucky Charms, Holmes. Could have mollywopped him. Low key. Exactly, Onyx. Exactly. Jesus. I just like that all the names in the ghetto, like, we're all, like, mildly racist. Why do you call him Shadow? Because he looks like a shadow. Saying that because he's black? Those are the good old days. I'll be honest with you guys. It was a fucked up place to live, and I'm not gonna, like, you know, rose-colored glasses, all that shit, you know, sure, looking back, seems like the good old days. Not a great place. A lot of messed up stuff happened. But I'll be honest with you, I have so many stories from growing up in those areas, like, such crazy stories. I don't know. Like, you know, I am who I am today because of that stuff. I don't know if I'd change a thing.
The race to the bottom continues, this time in Louisiana.
What up, son? Yeah, you grew up in a neighborhood like that?
Re-signed into law this particular bill that requires...
Since son's talking about, son, one of my favorite things was all the Southside Bakers. They all had, they carry steak knives because they took them out of their parents' drawers. And a friend of mine who was a legitimate badass, a legitimate dude to knock people out. One of them tried to who ride. One of them decided who ride on him, and he pulled out his little steak knife and held it up. And my buddy literally snatched that shit out of his hand, broke it, and threw it on the roof of the little motels. And the guy was like, "Hey, that was my mom's steak knife, Holmes." I'm not doing gangbangers any favors right now. I'm making people, like, not scared of them. But it was one of the funniest things you'll ever see in your life. Fucking snapped it, threw it on the roof, and the dude's like, "Hey! That's my fucking mom's steak knife, Holmes. She's gonna be mad. She's gonna whoop my ass when I get home, bro."
Requires
it's fucking hilarious.
The displaying of the 10 Commandments in public schools.
Well, where I lived, Onyx, it was a trailer park.
The First Amendment of the Constitution and the
crack hotels. Trailer park, crack hotels.
An establishment of religion.
Man.
And that's what this is. Don't fall.
Yeah,
for the
exactly,
and
son. You know,
it's a historical document.
You know,
this is one particular religion's text.
This shit was crazy.
And I know a lot of you would say, "Oh, you're already wrong."
Fucking pull out the butcher knife.
This is also in Exodus. This is the Jewish Bible as well. Not this version. This is what seems to me to be the King James translation of the Bible. An inaccurate version.
Thanks, BF.
Of a translation, if there ever was one. King James, the same King James that
BF, no talking about kids,
people
bro.
Fled
No talking about kids,
England
man.
to
Even
come
if
to
you
the
pay me
United
$2,
States.
don't no talking about kids, okay, buddy?
So look, there's a number of things here I want to talk about.
Even if you
One, we're
pay
gonna
me
go
money,
through
I
this
don't
particular
want you
version
guys
of
doing
the Ten
that.
Commandments that are now being forced down the throats of school children.
Unless they're little Mexican kids named
non-religious
Leprechaun.
individuals, people of different faiths are going to be subjected to Jeff Landry and Louisiana Republicans' version of the Ten Commandments. But
James knows.
They're doing this ostensibly to protect the children, to provide the children, to take care of the children.
Hey, how many mass shootings is Ten Commandments going to stop? Just asking for a friend. Just wondering how many school shootings are gonna. Can you hide behind the Ten Commandments? Are they actually going to be gigantic stone tablets let's meet in the middle, guys. Let's meet in the middle with the religious right. You guys get to keep the Ten Commandments in the school if they're literal bulletproof stone tablets that children can hide behind when people come into the school and shoot them up. How about that?
The children, what will we do with the children? And yet, while signing the bill,
James,
aren't
they like 47?
It's just a mockery of what.
George Carlin commandments.
It couldn't be more perfect that while signing the bill, a child passes out unconscious behind him.
Break out
If he
them thoughts
doesn't
and
miss a
prayers,
beat,
Onyx.
He keeps on signing while there's alarm for the safety and the health of the children.
Can they eat those Ten Commandments?
Intended to take aim at
Moses
protecting,
dropped the tablet.
I guess, the children.
It's because he was high, Lavon. Yeah, exactly, Ben. Exactly. It's just that this is something like. So I try to tell people because like the right likes to kind of like drive that fear. They're gonna take all our guns. They're gonna like. People don't understand. There's 400 million guns in America. I think that makes up 55 or 65% of the total guns in the world. 55% might be wrong. I think it might be 65%. So there's 400 million guns estimated in America, and that's not considering guns that illegally come across the border. That's not carrying, guns that are ghost guns, stuff like that. And since I think it's 1889, I want to say 1899. Since 1889 or 99, there's actually been 500 million guns produced in America. Like, no one's taking all those guns. Thanks for the $2, BF. Thanks for the $2. They love Axe body spray, dog. What is that? I don't want to know what that means. Don't explain what that means, BF. Jesus. What was I saying? What I'm saying is, Republicans, conservatives that aren't crazy, it's impossible to take all your guns. It's impossible to take all the guns. There are literally 1.2 guns per person in America that we know of. Obama doesn't have enough time left in his life to go door to door, and that's what people believed was actually Obama was going to show up their house and take their guns. We are number one at guns. Finally something!
This is one of the bills that got the press over here.
Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me.
This bill mandates the display of the Ten Commandments in every classroom in public, elementary, secondary.
It's such a strange thing to focus on.
In the state of Louisiana.
There's just so many things you could focus on. I don't give a shit about the Ten Commandments being in the school, to be honest with you. Like, my kid's going to go to school and look at that shit and be like, what the fuck is that? Like, okay, whatever. Like, my kid, doesn't give a shit about, like, what they have on the wall. Mind you, there should be equal representation. There should be equal representation of whoever's religion, because if some Muslim kid wants their shit in there, then they should have their shit in there too. Flying Spaghetti Monster also gets their commandments on the wall. I think that should be true because we are American and we believe in equality. Everybody should get equal chances to have their shit up on the wall. But why is this what we're focusing on? There are so many things that you could focus on. And you want to know, actually, I'm going to answer my own question. Because people like symbolism and they don't like substance because substance is boring. Like, actually doing things is boring. They want somebody sitting up here with their 12 different family members or 15 different people all standing there making a spectacle while they write some dumb shit on a piece of paper and tell everybody, hey, we did some stuff. It's like George Bush with the mission accomplished shit behind him, right? Like, why look into it and see if anything actually got accomplished when he can put up a big-ass banner that says mission accomplished and everybody's like, fuck yeah, brother! Pop the bottles! We did it! Oh, shit! Mission accomplished. Because they like symbolism. They hate substance. What up, Jeannie?
Because if you want to respect the rule of law, you got to start from the original lawgiver, which was Moses.
Amen. Yeah, don't get your brains blown out while door dashing pizza.
That's right.
Like, the crazy thing is that's real. Yeah, we're also number one at incarcerating our citizens. Correct, devious.
Right?
We're fucking working to be number one at as much shit as we possibly can. Jesus.
Actually, we'll just play it here.
It's fucking mind blowing.
Handle a moment like this. Let's go back in time to where.
You know, the one thing we're definitely not number one on in devious? Happiness. We're like 25th or 27th in the world in happiness. I wonder why.
Way back when we had a president who cared, Barack Obama time.
The pervasive fear that one illness.
No shit, Ben.
I'm right here. I got you.
That's awesome. That's a good point,
this happens
Ben.
when I talk too long.
Did I say what up, Jeannie? What up, Jeannie? Hey, look, a person that cares.
Good catch, by the way, whoever was here.
That's how you do it. That's the president of the United States of America interrupting a speech, turning around and doing.
It's so strange how much people hate Obama.
But let's go.
I mean, he did things I disliked, but I don't hate him.
To this, and then we're gonna, because these two people are just the best representation of people who should be speaking to teaching our children morals through the use of Scripture and the Ten Commandments. We'll start with Donald Trump. Here's what he posted on Truth
I like
Social.
the way he says Trump.
I love
Trump.
in all capital letters the Ten Commandments in
fucking
public schools,
FJB,
private
of course.
schools, and many
Of
other
course,
places,
FJB.
for that matter. Read it. How
What up,
can
fatty?
we, as a nation, go wrong? Several question marks. This may be, in fact, the first major step.
Do unto
in the
others before they
revival
undo
of
you.
religion, which is
That's
so
hilarious,
desperately
Levon.
needed in our country. Bring back TTC. He's given the Ten Commandments.
Dude, Donald Trump can't tell you one commandment. Do you guys remember when Donald Trump sat down with those two guys? I forgot who they were with, but they're like, you're a big Christian, right? And he's like, yeah, I'm definitely a big Christian. Huge Christian. And they're like, oh, are you an Old Testament guy or a New Testament guy? And he's like, I like both. I like both equally. I'm not making this shit up. Go look up this clip. I like both equally. And they're like, oh, okay, all right, that's weird, but hey, we'll move on. And they're like, what's your favorite Bible quote? And he's like, there's just so many. There's so many good quotes. Like, I couldn't name one quote. I couldn't name one. I like all of them equally. It's just, there's just so many good ones. It's like, I can literally pull biblical quotes out of my ass. Turn the other cheek. He who has not sinned, throw the first stone. Like do unto others as they do unto you. Like, I mean, there's so many like cliche ass Bible quotes that just like are flooding the fucking airwaves at all times. Like, he could have just fucking picked one. And he's like, he couldn't even come up with the fucking one. 100% Donald Trump cannot list one commandment, and he definitely can't list the "thou shalt not sleep with thy neighbor's wife." Like, so, I can quote the fucking commandments.
Nickname TTC, 10 Commandments, MAGA 2024. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna go through the 10 Commandments and the ones that Certainly, Donald
Thou
Trump
shalt not
could
covet
learn
thy
from.
own daughter.
But before we do, let's go to the other bastion of Christianity within the Republican Party. A woman who has done more to ground the nation in morality and provide an example of wonderful behavior on a public
This is all I'm
stage.
saying.
Lauren Boebert.
Exactly,
Along with,
devious.
Steve Bannon
Just quote a
yesterday,
movie.
Singing the praises of putting the
Trump
Ten
quoting the Bible
Commandments
feels
and what
worse
it will
than
teach
dirty.
Kids in America. And just wait for it. It's as though she does not
Exactly,
have
Zane.
any
Though you could
memory
just
of all
come
of her
close, and they
life
would have been like
before
good
this
enough,
very
right?
interview.
Just came close, and they would have been like good enough.
District, what would their thoughts be about?
Like these two people. Like, if you're a Christian, there's no fucking way you want these two people to be representing your religion. I can't understand, like, the optics. Is there not, like, a better, like, Christian person to be talking about these things? Like, if you're a Christian, like, I like all these videos of these preachers that get up there and they're like, they're talking about, like, Trump's Bible, and they're like, you shouldn't be buying a Bible. Because I'm not a religious person, but I have respect for people that, like, that are Christ-like. People that, like, you know, follow the Ten Commandments. People that don't interfere with other people's lives, but live a good life on their own. Like, I have mad respect for those types of people. I'm not religious. That doesn't mean that I don't have a belief in a creator. It just means that I currently don't have evidence that there is one. I don't like religious institution. I think that it's a form of control, but that's for you. That's for you. Just be a good person, and I don't care that that's what you do, right? These people do not represent those values. Unless those values are the same values as the dude in the first video we just watched a minute ago that on the Luke Beasley show said, we don't care that people think we're assholes. We don't care that people think that, like, you know, that we're terrible people. Like, what Christian would be okay with people saying these things if you were actually Christ-like? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Would they be melting down if you had to put 10 commandments in the schools out?
Good job,
in that part of
BF.
Colorado, ma'am?
Certainly not in rural Colorado.
Thanks for $2 again, buddy.
In Colorado's 4th district, I think that this is something that we.
Yeah, she
need all
literally,
throughout
like,
our
jerked a
nation,
dude
and I'm
off
so
in front of
proud
children.
Of Governor Jeff
That's
Lane.
not
He's a
something that you
wonderful
can
man,
normally
a
say
great friend
about
of mine,
people.
And I'm glad that he's in that position and taking action because we need morals back in our nation, back in.
Look, in Bobo's defense, there is no commandment that says thou shalt not jerk your date off at the family play. Okay? In Bobo's defense, also Bobo can't read. So even if there was a commandment about that, Bobo wouldn't know about it. Okay? I said this before, is like a lot of these things we say don't seem like they would be true in real life. Like saying that there is a politician that was giving her date a hand job in a theater filled with families while vaping and blowing smoke on a pregnant lady that asked her to stop sounds like something that would not be real. It sounds like something that a long time ago we'd be like, I'm gonna need some more evidence. But we have all the evidence, literal video evidence of it happening, and Lauren Boebert going, yeah, so what? Wasn't that big of a deal. I don't understand. I can't. I don't understand.
I agree. He's a wonderful man, a great friend of mine, and I'm glad that he's in that position and taking action because we need morals back in our nation, back in our schools. And if there's anything that we are going to present in front of our children, it's going to be,
thou shalt not steal,
it should be
Steve
the word
Bannon?
of God, because this is the one truth that is never going to change and never going to leave them. It's not some woke fad of the
It is
day,
a service.
that
It is. That is.
for believing in
That's
10
a
years
dad
from now.
joke.
So I
BF.
don't think
That's
that
a
it's
dad
bad
joke.
to have something that says honor your father and mother so that you will live a long life. That is the first commandment that has a promise attached to it.
Okay, I don't know these commandments. Is that one of the commandments? Is that the first? don't think that's. I thought the first commandment was thou shalt not worship another god other than me or whatever. Paraphrasing.
Be the word of God, because this is the one truth that is never going to change and never going to leave them. It's not some woke fad of the day that you can get canceled for believing in 10 years from now. So I don't think that it's bad to have something that says honor your father and mother so that you will live a long life. That is the first commandment that has a...
Wait, it's honor thy father and mother. Like, she's paraphrasing. Okay, I'm not gonna pick this apart. I'm not gonna do this.
promise attached to it.
It's just a bad
idea. I don't
idea.
think that it's bad to teach children that adultery is something that you should not do. And also listed in the 10 Commandments.
Is she paraphrasing, Chop?
And maybe the left and some of these politicians are having a meltdown over having that right there.
I was called lucky at one point in my life, too.
Thou shalt not steal is because government hates competition and they don't want our children
I know there's
to
an
realize
honor thy
that's
father
something
and
you
mother
shouldn't be
one.
doing.
Yeah.
Look, for my money, that's worse than the Trump post on True Social, because this is coming from Lauren Boebert. We need morals back in our nation, back in our school.
Oh, no.
And if there's anything that we are going to present in front of our children, it's going to be, it should be the word of God, says little Miss Beetlejuice. Little Miss
Don't forget to subscribe.
Date night at the theater. This is the one truth that's never going to change and never going to leave them.
Man.
It's not some
BF, you got that stripper money right now, don't you? You got that stripper money.
Believing 10 years from now. Doesn't that just fly in the face of what they say, that they're being canceled because they're Christians? What is she talking about?
I don't think Lauren Boebert would stop you on
canceled yet. They're martyrs and they're a minority in their own country because they're Christians. They're followers of Christ. Come on. The Martyr Act only goes until it doesn't want to go anymore.
Oh, man.
So I don't think it's bad to have something that says honor your mother and your father and mother so you will have long life here in the first commandment, something about the promise. I don't think it's bad to teach children that adultery is something that you should not do, and also listed in the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not steal. And maybe the left and some of these politicians are having a meltdown over the fact that right there listed in a classroom, not to steal because government hates competition. Do you want to be a stand-up act here? Is that what you want to do? Or do you want to be someone who's purveying the message of Jesus Christ and touting the benefits of having the 10 Commandments?
Dude, can you imagine being Lauren Boebert? Because I can't imagine being that dumb. If I had done the things that Lauren... Okay, first you'd have to be dumb to do the things that Lauren Boebert... So stick with me on this. This is a hypothetical, okay? It's not going to make a lot of sense, all right? This is a far out there hypothetical. But if I was in Lauren Boebert's high heels and I had done the things Lauren Boebert did, I would attempt to stay out of the news as much as possible. Because, to be honest with you, there's certain times where you do things, and it's like if you piss off your wife or husband and you did it so badly and then you went in there and you try to be like, well, let me just explain why, you're just digging that hole deeper. And there's just times where you just need to shut the fuck up, go do something else, wash some dishes, get some work done, make them see that you're getting that work done, okay? But you don't dive any further into it. Like, if you were Lauren Boebert and then all the shit that Lauren Boebert did, you would want to not be seen for a while. You would hope to go away for a while so no one would remember all the dumb shit you did. Yet she just keeps fucking talking. It's so crazy.
Commandments in class, little Lauren Boebert. So let's go through these.
It's always my fault.
Which of these do you think is emblematic of these two characters, Donald Trump
Common
and
sense?
Lauren
I don't know
Boebert?
if common sense was ever common.
First
though,
of all,
BF.
Just on the face, the
Was it ever
argument
common?
against this is that this is a religious
Don't forget to
document.
like and
This
subscribe,
is,
guys.
The King James version, thou shalt not. This is not biblical language. Verily I say unto thee. You know how Jesus talked. But 5 of the 10 Commandments, it could be argued only 4, deal directly with, I am the Lord thy God. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Which God are we talking about here? Yahweh from the Bible. This is a Christian.
Is that the version of commandments they're using? Because that does create a conflict. I mean, if you're talking about religious freedoms, and once again, I'm arguing from the point of not being religious, but yeah, aren't there multiple commandments that are like, thou shalt not have, like, you shouldn't worship false idols, you're not supposed to worship any other god before him? Is that the version of commandments? It's not. I'm no theologist. I'm no Alex O'Connor. Okay. By the way, Alex O'Connor is dope. You should watch Alex O'Connor. Ooh, smoking a brisket. Ooh, dude, now I want some brisket. What up, DJ? DJ in the house. You guys better behave. DJ's here now. Like, isn't that's the same ones? Is that the same ones, Nana? I'm God, no cap, don't hit licks. I saw somebody made, it was like a pastor or something like that, made like a Gen Z version of the Bible. And I shit you not, I would become religious and go to church just to hear. I don't think it's Gen Z either. What is it? Is it millennials that do the no cap for real? I don't know. You guys are gonna, sorry, I don't want to offend anybody and their generation. Whichever one of your generations, okay? I'm an old person, okay? Whichever generation that says the no cap for real, okay? They made a Bible for you guys, and it was fucking amazing. I was like, dude, I'd totally go to church to hear some dude talk like that.
Christian God. This isn't a
shit
Hindu
was
God.
lit,
This isn't
bruh.
This isn't a some.
Yeah, isn't that a violation?
This is religion being shoved down the throats of American children. This is. What about?
Don't
the
be
kids
getting mad
who
at
don't
me,
have-
whichever generation that
atheists
is.
or agnostics, or people just don't go to church. They
King
don't give
James
it
is
mind.
gay.
They don't think about it. They
I'm going
also
with that.
have the freedom,
no verification
to live and
needed.
believe as they please, and not have the government.
Dude, they're coveting
establish that
everybody's
this is
ass
the
right now.
religion
Jeannie,
we're
you
going to
missed the
put
part where they're
forward
talking
to
about what
teach
they're
our
going to
kids
do to
morality,
everybody's asses.
As though
it's
people
so weird.
didn't know that it was wrong to kill or
How about
steal
giving bitches?
before the Ten Commandments.
Yeah, say it like that too.
Giver
Bitches.
of law, Moses, as Jeff Landry said. So here they are. This is from the bill. This is from the bill, just in larger text so I can read it, because my eyes have decided to try to give up on it.
They're going to eat the ass. They're going to pound the ass. But they're totally not gay, Jeannie. They're totally not gay. They're going to eat the ass, pound the ass, not gay.
The text shall read as follows, reading from the bill. The Ten Commandments. I am the Lord thy God. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make thyself any graven images.
Yeah.
So all of these.
Yeah. Okay. So these are the ones that I was talking about. Let me get that one more time. Let me get that one more time, Jesse. Let me get that one more time.
Here they are. This is from the bill. This is from the bill, just in larger text so I can read it, because my eyes
really tied the room
decided
together,
to try to give up
BF.
on it.
Really tied the room together.
The text shall read as follows, reading from the bill.
Don't be simp
Ten
for your bro's girl,
Commandments.
dog.
I am the Lord thy God. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt
shit,
not
you guys
make
are killing me.
thyself any graven images. So all of these artistic renderings of Jesus Christ, there are many.
Isn't that
sects,
that's not
doctrines
Catholic,
within,
because Catholicism is like the
denominations within
most.
Christianity.
They
that
have
do
all the
believe
pictures.
That it is sinful, that it violates one of these commandments, these suggestions in Exodus, that you don't have graven images, even that of what you believe to be God, even though no one has any idea what Jesus looks like. That's a graven image, even if it's your particular deity.
Yeah.
Some faiths believe this. So they're violating that. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
I do that
doesn't
a
mean
lot.
you can't say God.
I'm not
damn,
religious
by
though,
the
so
way.
it's okay.
That's not
Oh.
what this is saying.
Good job, Jesse.
God's name
I'm okay
isn't
then.
God. Depends on what particular version of Christianity you follow, but it could be Yahweh. It could, there's Elohim. There's all kinds of different names
Elohim.
for God.
Yeah.
there's certain sects of Judaism that believes there's like 72 names of God or something like that.
Damn, why has he got so many names?
Remember the Sabbath day. Keep
Bro,
it holy. That's
one
to
name.
honor God and the creation. That's another one.
For real, no
God.
cap.
All of these so far are about God, not
Oh,
just
the gold
a moral,
trump. Yeah, I remember the gold trump.
direction to follow or a prohibition against certain behavior.
One
Honor
finger
thy
and thou,
father
but
and thy
never
mother,
two.
that thy days,
Never
that thy
two.
days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Another one, a direct mention of God, a deity. Some people don't even believe that's a thing. And then thou shalt not
Christians
kill.
are just
Thou
Jews
shalt
that
not
didn't want to
commit
read the
adultery.
whole
Thou shalt
Bible.
not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant,
Hold on.
nor his maidservant.
I got a question. I got a serious question. Was there a lot of house coveting back in the day? Was there a lot of house coveting going on? Because that's really specific. I mean, I'm gonna guess that was kind of like legitimately a blanket statement that you shouldn't be trying to compare yourself to what others have. Like that's what I'm going with. But the literal form of it, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, is just like when the dude was writing these. Why does God care about that? Why is God not busy stopping school shootings? I mean, I know these are old rules. Maybe God has gotten a lot better at prioritizing stuff. Maybe he got himself a calendar. He's got Google Sheets going. Starting to prioritize better. He's got AI working on some stuff. And it just feels like God was thinking of some weird shit back in the day. Like he was writing stuff down. He's like, don't kill people. Don't sleep with people that ain't your wife. Don't covet thy neighbor's house. And is it like the millennial version? Is it like don't be coveting thy homie's Ferrari for real, no cap? God, that was cringy. God, that was cringy.
Nor his cattle, nor anything that
God
is
appreciates thy neighbor lawn. Yes! Yes!
The kids are really, really going to get a moral lesson from all these shouts and thys and thines and these.
You can make more kids, but the price of property appreciates in value.
Bullshit is what this is. This is a clear, flagrant violation.
Oh, we need
of
to
the
make our
same
own commandments,
Constitution and
guys.
the amendments
We need our
therein,
own commandments.
that conservatives bang on about and wave their little pocket constitutions around like a prop as though they revere this document, as though they actually honor the oath that they swore when they rose their right hand and swore an oath affirmed.
No
solemn
way.
vow to protect and defend the contents of this document.
Oh, no
the
way.
theories of this document against all enemies, foreign and domestic, unless it's them violating it. And then they trot out little Lauren Boebert, Beetlejuice extraordinaire.
I like that you saw what he did.
to talk about how what a great idea
Thou
this
shalt
is,
not vote
only
Trump.
to inflame culture war.
Oh, that's a good one.
bullshit. You, if you're a Christian, even if you're this flavor of Christian, you shouldn't.
Yeah, he
want
came
this to
down
be
with the
taking
pocket
place,
constitution,
because what happens
Levon.
when another denomination of Christianity is the predominant one in a state legislature? What if it was Islam? What if it was the 5 pillars of Islam that was going to be placed on a
Ooh, that's a
classroom
good
wall?
one, Onyx.
What if it was the Church of Satan and their
That's a good one,
particular
Nana. That's a good one.
displays that they put in state capitals next to the Ten Commandments? What if it was that? You wouldn't like that. You would say, "Oh, that we can't do that. That's inappropriate for children." But
Right.
this is not, because it's your particular flavor. That's not equality. That's not equal protection under the law. That's certainly a prohibition against an establishment of religion. Anyway, I'll throw it to you.
Yeah, I don't know. My whole opinion on all that stuff is just like, it doesn't need to be in schools, not because I'm not religious, but because it can get out of control. Like, I mean, in reality, if we're going to allow the 10 Commandments, then we should probably be allowing anything that the Muslim faith has, anything that Scientology has, anything. Dude, it would be out of control. Can you imagine a kid's classroom, instead of all their artwork, all over the place, which is what is appropriate for a kid's classroom, having their artwork and the things that they've created and stuff all over the classroom. Imagine those spaces instead taken up with every religion's like doctrine. And you want to talk about like some confusion? Like, can you imagine being like a little kid and you kind of like you interest in religion, and then you walk into a classroom and there's like 30 different doctrines, and you're like, oh shit. Because that's how I talked when I was a kid. Oh shit. But which one though? I feel overwhelmed. I am overwhelmed with choice. Thou shalt save on taxes with donations. That's a real one right there, BF. That's a real one. That's one they worship 100%. Oh. All right, guys. That's about it. That's all I can do. You guys got some of the best. All right. You guys, we need to figure out, if you haven't joined the Discord, you should join the Discord. Because the Discord has the ability we can get all up in that Discord, and you guys can do the funny shit like Ten Commandments stuff, and I'd love to see that stuff. So you guys can join the Discord. Discord's in the description. But look at me, I pop up almost right away. Look at me go. Look at me go. Look at me as the number one here. Here you guys go. If you guys aren't done laughing, calm down, Kamala, calm down. Or Mamala, as I call her. All right, guys. If you guys haven't had enough laughing, and specifically religious stuff, because this is religious stuff, this episode was, you guys can go watch the new episode of the MAGA Meltdown. It involves Dinesh D'Souza getting owned by Alex O'Connor on religion. It's got me making fun of Dinesh D'Souza. It's got, I don't know if you guys know who Jesse Lee Peterson is, but it's got some dipshit calling into Jesse Lee Peterson's show and making as much sense as you expect to be seen from somebody that would call into Jesse Lee Peterson's show. Yeah, you guys can check that out. Have fun. Discord is too confusing. Wiener stuck in fan. BF, thank you for all the $2, dog. I feel like a stripper up here just getting this money thrown at me. I feel good. Feels good. I'm about to take off my shirt, and that's why we have to get off here. We both have to get out of here because BF's going to run out of money, and I'm going to take my clothes off because that is what happens when people give me money. So just so you guys know that. Go ahead and check out the new one. There's actually another MAGA Meltdown coming out tomorrow because the other one took forever for it to come out. It's the one talking about Trump and his electric batteries versus sharks conversation, which was amazing. That'll be out tomorrow at 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific. Next live stream is Monday at 5. Live streams Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, every at 5 o'clock, and new MAGA Meltdown every Friday at 5 o'clock as well. Dude, it is so hot in here right now, and I'm about to take off all my clothes. All right, guys, thank you all for being here. Oh man, Devious, James, Mike, shout out BF. He's a troll, but he's not a bad dude. He's not a bad dude. He sends $2 my way all the time. DJ, Levon, Jeannie, I love all of you guys. I appreciate all you guys. I'm super thankful. Let's drop the poll. The poll was heading to Russia. I'm happy that at least 10% of you said that he's going to start a McDonald's franchisee because there's nothing that could be funnier than thinking about that. All right, guys. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Hope to see you around next time. Bye.